All right, we should be live. It just sucks that Twitch doesn't send another notification. Like it sends a when you go live, it won't send another notification when someone goes live for like what 4 hours or maybe 8 hours or something, which sucks. Because if stuff like this happens, nobody can get notified. Real fans are here. Thanks, N. It's still dropping. So far, this is infinitely better. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. That's way better. That looks so much better. Try streaming to Discord when you get a chance to.
Oh, okay. I didn't stream on Discord on purpose just to help it out a bit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. If like you can do both phrases, you can.
I wonder what the 24 move does. Probably read it.
With what does?
Her 24 SP move. This one.
Oh wait. Oh, is it the install? Hold on. There's delay now.
Wait, there's delay now?
Because I'm watching on here. There we go.
Oh,
okay. Now
that type of delay. Okay.
But it's It's like. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, this is. It even looks. Wait, does it? I think the stream just turned into NES.
Okay, but right now, Slobs isn't telling me I'm dropping frames, so that's good. But anyways, let's try to make some progress in this game.
Yes.
I think we talked enough about stream issues.
Wait, hold on. Is this choppy to anyone else though?
I don't know. So far, I'm not getting any warnings, so that should be good.
Okay, yeah, no, it is. It isn't just me. You can just stop streaming on Discord, dude. I'll just watch you on Twitch.
Sounds good. Just the literal squares? Oh, okay. I thought you meant bathroom tile graphics as in the stream was bad, but she just meant how dull the city looks. You're not dropping frames with this turn into Japanese AV. Animated video?
He meant like Japanese adult video, so like it's censoring it out, like it's peepees and girl peepees.
That makes sense.
Treasure chest located.
Yeah, I think it's still. Wait, did it clear? No.
The wall's a little suspect. Hey, Saf, welcome. Saf, let me. Well, Saf's in Australia. Solstice, let me know how the stream is.
yeah, so that doesn't count.
As long as it's working for the Americans, that's what matters.
It's right now. It's a little better, but it's still like, yeah.
Credo's calling her a cowgirl. I hope Credo has some good character development.
He's got some of it already. Just not with that fucking outfit.
Seth's like, fuck you all. Yeah, so far it's going good. No warnings. Last time I had 33 warnings. Alright, we're actually at the real story dungeon. Groaning Grotto.
Song fucking slaps.
Yeah, I'm listening. The intro is crazy. What the fuck?
It's like
Bro,
a Mega Man X2.
How do people say this game is bad music? What is wrong with them, man?
Dude, there's a lot of like politics in that, I swear.
But like, I understand that, yeah, the politics and people say, but I'm talking about the general consensus that I've felt, or maybe on my side because have more fans of the game, so that's maybe I see the skewed view.
There's a lot of politics with people's dumb fucking opinions in this community, and that's why. And so it's like, I think once like one group of people starts hating one type of track or composer, just like the sort of like cliquey, incestuous nature of the Falcom community starts jumping on it, and like
33.
it's just the same discourse. Me personally, this is not one of my favorite Ys soundtracks.
Oh yeah,
but
for
it's like
sure.
still fucking great. Like
It's not like it's like a Rise level.
you continue great again. Oh yeah, no, I sleep through Rise's soundtrack, and I'm not even like a huge Sakuraba hater.
Taking point.
Like I don't really like a lot of his Tales stuff, but like I think he's made some big ass bops, some babs.
Okay, this dungeon at least looks a bit cool. Okay, maybe I should do some flashcards as opposed to just mashing my button. Sakuraba at least released one banger game. Yeah, but I think maybe that's a blessing for me because I never look at composers' names because I have bad memory, so I can't even remember. Like I don't know how people remember whose track is who. Probably because like there's a certain charm to each person's track. Maybe that's how it's easier to remember, but I also don't know how people have the time to listen to so much music, too. Like I know you've listened to what all of like Ys soundtrack at least twice over, right?
I mean, like a lot of it's like in the background.
Fair enough.
I probably listen to like Dawn's soundtrack probably a lot more than anything else. At least the Super Arena.
Only nerds do Hiko.
Only nerds listen to the whole albums.
Here I go.
But no, like you need the Raging Bull thing for this.
Oh yeah, I know. My brain is just a bit scattered as usual.
That thing looks like a brain too. But no, I mean you hear the nuances in the composers. Like Unisuga does like Unisuga, I don't know how to say his name, but he does like a lot of like really texture guitar stuff. Like a lot of guitar effects, like usually arpeggiated. Like and then you have like the Jindo tracks, which are very like usually like violin focused and sort of like more classical sounding with some weird parts. And then Singa's stuff uses a lot of like really kind of, I want to say cheap DAW effects and a lot of guitar. Sometimes like really awkward tone, but I think like his actual compositions are really sick sometimes. Like they're always like crunchy and sort of like a little unorthodox, and I actually do appreciate that.
And is that how it's easier for you to recognize who's who, like which composer which in the song?
Yeah, I mean Falcom themselves never say who composed what songs, right? But like you can just kind of hear it. I mean, there's like technical information out there, sure, like credits like that you can find on the internet, but like in the games themselves and in most of Falcom's stuff, like there's no like official credits. It's just basically like, oh, this person is in Falcom Sound Team JDK, and Sound Team JDK did the soundtrack and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Because that's interesting because like all that stuff like does not register with me. Like I'm unable to do that.
But think of like Sakuraba's songs, right? Like think of every Tales battle song. Like they all sound really similar.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh my god.
Taking point.
So that's sort of like how you you just hear that and you're like, oh, I know. Like it's the same way that you can tell I don't know, like one K-pop band from the other or something. Like in an art, like a Metallica song from like, yeah, I don't know, Megadeth.
Yeah, but just like much more in depth, or I don't know how to phrase it.
Yeah.
But you get what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, you know, at a glance, it's probably a lot harder for video game music, but there are definitely a lot of nuances that are really easy to pick up too. Can you tell? No, I can't tell the difference between Megadeth and Metallica.
Oh, and you have a
like
midterm
alphabet
tomorrow?
and
What's the midterm on? A midterm? I thought it's end of school. Well, I guess it's summer school. How do I keep missing that? Holy sh... Whatever. Just hoping everyone levels up at this point.
Allow me.
Alright, I'm gonna go heal. Because this is brutal. This is my second last exam before I graduate. Hey, finally, you're out of hell. But you still have your master's to do.
Wait, and what are you studying again?
I believe it's accounting.
Oh, hell yeah.
But it's strategic management. Business school is fun. Strategic management and accounting, like together? Or strategic management and accounting? Those are fighting words for me, Seth. K-pop sounds all the same. Jeez. It's because you only hear like all the mainstream K-pop, right? And I guess, yeah, they kind of go for a same-ish vibe because that's kind of what gets popular. I guess you can kind of say the same for pop music in the West as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I personally think a lot of K-pop sounds the same, but I don't really listen to it, so, like...
Yeah, when you listen to, like, all the B-sides and the other stuff, then you can kind of start telling them apart a bit.
Yeah, I mean, even then, though, like, stuff that I don't listen to, I can tell apart. Even if I hate it. Yeah,
Fair
Tony,
enough,
this
fair
song
enough.
is fucking...
Sound efficiency has been enhanced.
Tony, you hear the Mega Man X2 in this, right? Or, like, the Capcom guitar, the Capcom Super Nintendo guitar sound.
God, why do you keep missing?
It is dangerous.
Oh,
Please stay back.
today is not my day.
The Capcom lead, yeah.
Did something.
Hey, shout out to Dreamcatcher. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we can talk about Sekiro. What do you think about the gorilla boss, Guardian Ape?
Wait, which one?
The first one, I guess.
That's the one that you kill and comes back to life?
Yeah.
I love
So
that
in the
boss.
big area. Oh my.
That's a Bloodborne boss.
Oh.
That's
fuck.
actually one of my favorite bosses in the game.
God damn. I fucking fought it for 2 hours straight. I was struggling. That shit
Dude,
was
I
so
one-shot
hard.
that boss. Kelly
You
saw me
one-shot
do
it?
it.
Oh my fucking
Yeah.
god, you're wild.
I was like, I'm pretty sure there's a boss here if you want to watch. And she's like, okay. And then she was watching me do it, and I was like just saying, she was just like, Jesus fuck, why do you like this game?
That monkey is wild. Did you mostly use deflects and stuff, or did you just dodge?
No, you know what, that boss I didn't really.
Yeah, they've been telling me to dodge, but I felt weird dodging. And I guess I don't know if I was tired, but like, yeah, I would fuck up. But the second phase, I would always die because I was not using the spear trick. But I'm pretty sure you didn't know of the spear trick either when you first played.
Wait, what's the spear trick?
So when
I
he
used to use
falls,
the fireworks.
when he falls, yeah, I used they told me to use the fire instead of fireworks, but when he falls down, you can use the spear, the loaded spear, and it takes out the bug out of him, and it does a good amount of posture damage.
Oh, dude, I did not know that. That's fucking nuts.
So I'm sad that I had to beat him like that. I wanted to beat him without that. But
So-
I don't know how you got the posture up so high for a second phase then. Because you'd always do the scream, which is annoying.
No, that's annoying as shit. Yeah, no. I mean, well, he takes health damage if you take on his health bar.
Oh, so you just went low and slow, huh?
Yeah, because it's like the first time I fight a boss, unless I get in a good rhythm, I usually just am like careful and I watch its attacks and then punish. But like that fight, the first phase, like all I did was get in his face, use the fireworks, and then he got lit up. And then I thought it like absolutely blasted the boss. I was like,
Yeah,
that was
that's
so
what I
fucking
did.
Easy.
Yeah,
It's so
I beat him.
fucking easy.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with me. Because I beat the
People
first phase
said
with
this
fireworks,
boss hard.
no problem.
But then even the second phase is easy too, though. It just like it's a little bit more strategic.
Yeah, I was trying to beat second phase with deflecting, but the thing is, he would always scream, and that would bring his posture back down, and then I would just end
Yeah,
up
because you
dying.
have to run
because
away. Right.
I
But
would just
you
die by the
still-
scream because I would be a bit greedy.
So the second phase, he has two like big attack, or like two things. He does like that one combo that's like really delayed and weird, and then he ends with that giant smash. And so like
Yeah.
when you get the giant smash, that's like 8 deflects, and then you just go hog wild on his ass.
Yeah,
So
if you're
it's
going for a
like-
health kill, that makes sense.
But no, even
was
if you're
not
not,
thinking
because
that.
hitting him.
No,
hitting
no,
him
because
still,
the posture would reduce by then. After he screams, the posture goes like all the way back down.
Right, yeah, but it's not like I was just only hitting him. Like, I'm hitting and deflecting. But, like, I definitely, like, you have to, like, there was some attacks I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what to do for that. I'm just gonna dodge and then hit him. You know?
Fair enough, fair enough.
Rather than just, like, get in his face. But there is an 8 boss later that...
No,
made me wanna-
I beat the dual one. So I have the
Oh, you
second
just-
phase.
So that dual one, to me, is one of the hardest fights in the game. Like, that one took me out, like, 3 times before I got it.
I mean, 3 times is still pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
forgot
I
could just
guess.
teleport. But yeah, fuck that, man. Because you already have such a hectic ass boss, and then you have to throw another monkey in there. Like, the fuck?
That fight was rough for me because I was just like having a lot of trouble paying attention to both. But then you realize that you can just open with the candy and then buff your sword and then fucking
Oh, yeah,
just
I forget there's
obliterate him.
items. And
Like,
I
just
should just use
obliterate the
items.
boss.
I don't know why I don't use items. Stupid.
You do use items.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You
What
just like
items?
use like, you use
I
like,
use the healing gourd. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And no, you've used the what's it called? The sugar? You've used the sugar a lot.
No, I don't. I used the sugar
I
at the
did
very start of the
watch
game.
You use it.
No, that was at the
watched
very
you
start
use
of the game.
it.
First stream, that's it.
Oh yeah, but that was an accident though.
The sugar?
Like you were like, were like accidentally using the items. I remember. In the
Oh,
first-
that's yeah,
first
that was
game.
accidentally. But when I first fought the red enemy at the very start, the general, like I used the red sugar on purpose.
Oh okay.
But other than that, I stopped using items after. Besides the healing cords, maybe some pellets.
But yeah, no, you should if there's a boss that you could have like a really offensive phase, use the sugar. I
So
think I
yeah,
used it on
but after that
the
boss,
monk.
I've been doing really good.
I think that's like the hardest. Well,
Understood.
there's 2 bosses in the end game that are absolutely rough. That are easily the hardest bosses in that game are like the very last bosses, basically.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
It is dangerous.
Bro, why do I miss every
Actually,
flash
no.
card?
No, the hardest like 3 bosses are the end game bosses, pretty much.
You have to do it like a bit early. It's a bit weird. The flashcards. Oh, well.
Yeah,
Probably just me.
that is. No, that was weird. The way the projectiles fly is strange. Yes, Seth, Daddy, Demon, and the final boss.
So what JJK is Jujutsu Kaisen? It's just an anime?
Yeah.
Let's see what was Chad saying. Some ancient Japanese ancient man holding Michelangelo Batio-esque double neck guitar. Where did that come from? Let's see. Nice JG. Oh. So that's where you got the JG curve. No, honestly, I agree. It only becomes distinguishable if you start listening closely. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so after the monkey, I've been doing pretty well. So I beat the shamisen woman, Orin, the lady Orin, the ghost lady.
Oh yeah.
I beat that
So
first
that-
try.
So that fight is super easy the first time you do it, but on New Game Plus or on
Oh,
hard
yeah,
mode, that's
Vincent was
actually
saying the
one
same.
of the hardest ones. Yeah, dude,
Vincent
it's so
was-
weird.
Because you have to be like super perfect.
Yeah, you have to be super perfect, and she doesn't have a lot of health. So like on the first round, it's like super easy. But I thought the same thing too. I was like, there's no way this boss is hard. There's no fucking way. And then the New Game Plus one took me out twice, and I'm like, oh okay, well fuck.
Only twice?
I mean, there's New Game Plus.
It's still pretty good.
Actually, wait, no.
I got
Let me
lucky
think.
with the Dark Souls or Guts character that you fight in the bridge. I ended up beating him first try. I didn't know you had to throw him off the bridge. I just accidentally threw him off the bridge.
Oh fuck! What's the name of the brother that he yells when he dies? Is it Daniel? Fuck, I forgot. What's the bridge guy in Sekiro? Fuck it, I forgot his name. Where he yells someone's name before he flies off. Fuck. My brain. Robert,
Where's this chest?
Robert.
Who the hell's Robert?
His brother, the dude who you were just talking about, the boss that you were just talking about. I don't even think
okay.
I think it's one of those mini bosses.
Yeah, it's a mini boss. Oh wow, and remembers.
Allow me. Leave it to me.
So those two I beat first try, so I'm doing good. I beat the corrupted monk with no items and no nothing. Apparently you were supposed to use Snapseed and stuff like that.
Wait, you beat all the first corrupted monk. Okay.
Yeah, the first corrupted monk. Only 1 bar of life. So I just beat that with like pure deflects and nothing else. So that was pretty good.
That's another boss that I used the sugar on and blew up in like 10 seconds. Because
Yeah.
like I saw it
too
was a
fucking
ghost
long,
and I was
man.
like,
These chambers must be ancient.
that fight? No way.
The whole place is falling apart.
You talking about the first corrupted monk?
Yeah.
That gets in our way.
If you do
that
it
fight
with like
is, like,
no items.
Enjoying yourself, Yufa.
Oh, I don't know. Even then, it did like you just he has so many deflects.
Yeah, but it still takes a while. Unless maybe
I
if you
mean,
stay
no.
aggressive, maybe if you stay aggressive on him. I was just waiting for him to attack me.
Yeah, well, that's any boss then, except the centipede demon maybe, or whatever it is. Not the centipede. I think it is a centipede demon. Forgot what it's called. Oh, the dude who you like fall in a house and he's like super aggro. I can't remember what it's called.
You fall
I
in
don't
the
think it's
house and
regular
it's super
boss.
aggro. The Wolverine one?
Hold on. Sekiro has like fucking 80 bosses.
Other than that, what else? I think that's it, yeah. I've been doing well. I beat Sempo Temple in one stream. Beat that whole area. And now we're going back to Ashina Castle, so that's where I'm at.
The centipede giraffe. Long-armed centipede giraffe. Those things that just like constantly hit you and you just deflect them like 8 times. Like you could literally spam the deflect button and they die.
Centipede giraffe? Like that's like inside a monk?
No, it's like in a house. You like fall on the roof of a house. It's like in the automy area.
Is it
I
like
think
a
it's,
super
right
easy boss?
before- Yeah.
Where you just like mash the button and it dies?
It attacks super fast and a lot.
Oh,
So
no,
all you have to
the
do-
boss I'm thinking of doesn't even attack. No, I don't think I fought that boss yet then.
Yeah, there's 2, if I'm not, I'm pretty sure there's 2. Oh, the gun fort in Sunken Valley. That's where it is.
You got a fighter from the sides? What does the sides mean? But Sev saw me fight Corrupted Monk, so... And he saw that it took me a while.
Yes, it could be. So you fight that thing later, and it has 4 phases. And it's like way faster, and the attacks are different. That fight is rough.
God damn it. How did I miss this
you-
chest? There you go.
You're in the Metroid 2 stream now again. The
What? Metroid 2?
Yeah, your stream quality just is like, it looks like, I'll take a picture of it.
What can I do? But right now Streamlabs isn't warning me, so I'm pretty sure it's still better.
Well, you're not dropping frames in game. The quality itself is just taking a hit, which means that your internet is not able to handle the streaming in general, but it's able to handle like the quality of it, like the fidelity of it. So I posted in the admin chat if you want to see what it looks like. The frames are perfect.
I'll take
yes.
a look. Oh well, what can we do? Nothing I can fix right now, so no point of worrying about it.
Yeah, this is definitely an internet issue.
Well, as long as they can hear us fine, right? Because I don't even think people watch the game that attentively until there's a pause.
You honestly, with the way this looks, you might not be able to tell what is a boss and what's a wall. Which is also kind of like Metroid 2.
It's weird because I've streamed the game before and it was fine, right? You know that.
Yeah, no, and usually your streams are fine, they look fine. But like this is...
Yeah, maybe it's just today, that's just bad.
Golden.
It's like I stream at nighttime too.
You saved everything.
Thank you.
Oh, is
I need
Golden
to-
here? Let me get his
I need
name.
someone to hold me.
Hello, Chad. Hello, Yahiko. Hello, Joey.
Hey, Golden. We be struggling, or I be struggling.
I have been noticing.
Let me just get your PNG source because Streamlabs deleted it.
Hi, Anne.
How are we
So we're
saving this?
talking about Arise earlier and comparing it to this game, and I'm like, yeah, no, this game is definitely the more fun one, and also the soundtrack is very much a sleeper soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
This-
Golden's always
this
raving
soundtrack?
about like the soundtrack, like not raving as in, but just like saying good
I-
things about it
Yeah.
compared to like
He's
what
raving.
other people
Raving
say.
to it. This man turns out all his lights and gets out some glow sticks and just starts raving to E's soundtracks.
I figured out the term today that I want to describe Arise's soundtrack to. It is a cinematic soundtrack, which does not work,
Giant Golden.
in my opinion, for a game like Arise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially with Sakuraba. When he's, yeah. Oh, it's huge. Big turtle. It's a
Big
toy-
tart.
Giant Golden.
Baking up for the TMNT stream earlier, I see.
I know, like the one turtle wasn't actually even there.
And they made me the rat.
Of
Assholes.
course. I'm disappointed you weren't Donnie, so you could just go, Donnie.
Donnie. Well, no, Jack was. Jack had
Oh.
Donnie maxed.
Something's there.
But yeah, Golden. We changed the bitrate and we changed it to dynamic, so I guess that really helped. But yeah, I guess now the quality is ass.
Yeah, dynamic will it tries to figure out what to use based on your network connection and what it can handle, which is good because it promotes smoothness. It's not great because sometimes you just get pixel hell.
It's just weird because I've been streaming for about 6 months now, and it's been fine forever. It's just now it started fucking up.
Yeah,
And I used to stream on my
Sekiro, for
fucking
some
laptop. I
reason-
streamed Bayonetta 1 on my laptop through an Elgato, and that was
I
fine.
remember when I used to stream on my laptop. It's weird because Sekiro works better than this game.
Yeah, it's probably optimized
Yeah,
better.
it's probably just an
Yeah.
unlucky day for me. I'll have to give them a call.
I mean, I'm like 95% sure it's your internet, period.
Yeah, maybe it's just a bad day with the internet. Maybe they're doing maintenance or something.
Would not surprise me. OBS
Oh,
be
Nem,
weird.
welcome.
Mobs be weird.
OBS do be weird, yeah. Because like Joey even had a bad day with his like Final Fantasy 6 stream. I remember him being frustrated with that.
Oh, that was so annoying, dude.
Look! What a beautiful view! Oh, the city looks tiny from here.
Oh damn, this is a nice view.
One of the lucky
It's
ones.
huge!
It is a beautiful view.
You guys like the pixelated view?
If you stand still, the bitrate will kick up for because you're not doing
Alright.
anything.
We're gonna stand still like a doll.
Yeah. So if you look at it now, like that's what the best based on your current network settings it could be.
Anyways, Golden, how's your day going?
It's been pretty good. It was a chill Sunday. It was cooler today, so I was able to go outside, do some shopping, hang out. I played Arise for all about like 30 minutes, but I hung out with friends.
You didn't beat our eyes yet, right?
No, I don't know how close I am to the end.
Like, I don't care
from
too
what I've
much
heard
about
from others-
spoilers.
From what I've heard from others, I am near the end.
DM me where you are. I will neither confirm nor deny unless you want it.
I feel like with Tales of Arise, I think I'm just gonna beat half the game and then just leave it.
I enjoy the game, but I cannot deny that I kind of can't wait for it to be done with.
You gonna play Sekiro next?
No, my next JRPG that would be off stream, like my chill JRPG, is probably going to be Kenna Bridge of Spirits, because that one looked interesting from the first day I saw it.
That does look good. It looks like a Nickelodeon Souls game, and I'm 100% about that.
Taking point.
I was thinking Disney, but yeah.
Oh, Disney, yeah.
Nickelodeon what? It's Nickelodeon
Souls.
Souls game? Is it the crab game?
No.
No.
There's like a crab Souls
Kenna-
like. I remember that trailer.
Yeah, that's one of the weird ones that's coming out. No, Kenna Bridge of Spirits is an indie game.
Oh, Kenna.
based,
I see.
Yeah, it was developed by Ember Studios, who I think this is their first game, but for those who, you may actually know Ember Studios from some various Majora's Mask high quality animations and movies they did back in early YouTube days, like HD, stuff and short videos and stuff like that. They ended up becoming a game studio. This is the culmination of
Oh,
it was kind of Bridge of Spirits.
I did not know that. Interesting.
I'm fairly certain that's the backstory, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
I like that the game had a sweaty mode and a casual mode. And it seemed like it's balanced around both. Kind of
Joey, if you ever make a game, you should have a difficulty called Scrimblow mode.
Scrimflow, it's a lockable difficulty. No, I'm a big fan. If I ever develop a game, which I will, it will definitely have only one difficulty, dynamic, if you will. I don't like having to think about
Take a breather.
doing difficulty modes.
That makes sense. You can
You
curate it
base-
better that way.
You can basically
And then you can
just
have-
work off of. Yeah, you go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say you can just base it slightly off of how shoot 'em ups do it or bullet hells based on the rank. Where the better you do and the longer you stay alive, the harder and faster things get. But as soon as you die in that case, rank will go down so as to give the player a chance to bring back their focus.
Ooh. Yeah, I think it depends on the game, right? If it's like an RPG, I'd probably want it. I'd probably want it around Strange Journey level difficulty.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And if it's like an action game, I'd probably put it around. Man, it depends. It depends. It really there's a lot of things about it. But yeah, I don't.
You can
I
also
think
make like one difficulty, but people can put their own limitations on it as well. I think that's always easier to do.
I don't really like that as much as I enjoy doing it myself. Like if I made something of my own accord, I don't think I'd have something like that. It's more like the things that would be dynamic would be like super bosses or like optional content, things that like to challenge yourself in the critical path that like maybe like a timed boss. You know, like you can only fight this boss in a certain time frame. It just that you'd have to make it very clear to the player like what that is. You know, stuff that like that rewards doing something like a scrimglow. Something that rewards a scrimglow.
That's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just suggesting like, if you wanted some, because you say you don't want to do different difficulties, but I was just giving alternatives to do that. But if you don't want that at all, that's also fine.
Yeah, this is very hypothetical.
Oh yeah, no worries. But it tells like a bit of like what your thought process is, right? So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those things too where it's like, you know, that just because I would want that in a game I would make doesn't mean that I want that in every game I play or most games I play.
Yeah, for sure. We're just getting like your preferences here.
Like I'm trying to think of like what a really good example of something with just like one difficulty is that I really like admire. And as cliche as it is, I think Bloodborne is a really good example of that. Or even Sekiro, to be honest. Because Sekiro, like, it doesn't really... It has a couple things that, you know, like, organically make the game easier, but they're still, like, timed or limited in some way. Like, being able to lock a boss down for a phase with fireworks or the spear or the axe or something. But, like, you can't just... The boss isn't free.
Oh, whoops. Yeah. That makes sense. So are you saying that the bosses in Sekiro are not free even if you spam fireworks and stuff like that? Because you eventually run out of them, right?
Yeah, I would say only a couple bosses in Sekiro like really feel totally free, you know? Like from something like that. One of them is one of the last bosses, but it's like designed with that in mind.
Down at all go. Down all go.
Bro, I was doing 5 damage for each hit.
Here I go.
Yeah, you're hitting his like you're not hitting him in the weak spot too.
I don't think, even if I hit him on the weak spot, I don't think I need to get new weapons.
Oh, did you not
You should
upgrade?
probably get new weapons, new armor, new sacraments.
We can just go to yeah, playing this game. I need to find one day to just play this game and scour the city, but I keep finding
You
myself
should do
back
that
on another
after.
Sunday.
Yeah, you should do that after the next chapter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'll be the
'Cause
better.
I feel I'm
opportunity.
under leveled as fuck because I'm level 33.
Go to
here.
Don't go to Artisan Street. Go there first.
Artisan Street? Where's that?
Yeah, top left.
Okay, we have Artisan Lane, and then where do I go from
Yeah,
here?
Artisan Lane. You remember that one blacksmith?
What's
The yellow.
So they
triangle
don't
in the middle there?
oh, that one blacksmith doesn't pick up, right?
Yeah. Generally, you want to go there first. Also, I wanted to comment on something I heard earlier in the stream too, because that was interesting. Because Rio and I
Yeah,
were
no
talking
worries.
about that.
Is
on
Joie here, though?
play.
If you're gonna comment, just wait for him to come back, right? Else we won't be able to hear it. So this requires some items. So it looks like I have enough. 156.
Yes, if you can, this guy will always give you really good armor and/or weapons and stuff like that. But you gotta trade for it and give money.
Who's it for?
Can't wait
Like
to try it out.
69 increase or 59 increase in defenses.
Yeah, it's huge. Maybe that's why I was struggling so much. Iron Bangle. Strength. Oh, that's pretty good. Defense. Maybe I should just get more Iron Bangles. Actually, I only need it
That's
for
an-
one person.
That's an accessory, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. And equip. Because I don't have enough. I don't have wooden shields. I would have to buy them for this one. SP plus 10 when attacked. We'll just go with these. I don't have time. Well, I can. Oh, I can only get one.
Who's it for?
Let's give it to Rachel.
Me? Why, thank you.
Need some come again.
What do you think of
And now we
Rachel?
go to the Daisy, right? Or whatever this
Yeah.
place is called. Dandelion.
The damn.
Should be downstairs if I recall correctly.
If you're looking for Silhouette, I think she's in the kitchen still. Unless she moved. Oh no, maybe people moved. Nope, she should still be there. If you're looking for Silhouette to buy stuff,
Oh,
and
the
if you're looking for
upstairs
Tito,
kitchen.
then he's up there.
She used to stand here, that's why.
Man, they like to move around.
Any errands are you sure? What would you like? Are you sure? What would you like me to do?
Also, yes, Chad, I am back to be Yahiko's guidance and memory for East 9.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Ah, Joey's back.
Hello.
I think. So I want you guys mentioned something near the beginning of the stream actually when Joey hopped on about East 9 having a lot of text and stuff like that. And it's interesting because Rio and I were talking about this yesterday on my crosscode session of East 9 having a lot of text and stuff like that, and like whether or not it's a good thing or not. It's hard to say actually because in one hand,
Yeah.
like after everything is said and done, yeah, I think East 9 definitely goes up, like, you know, above and beyond with trying to give lots of text and character development and stuff like that, which it's like, you know, East has traditionally been known for like, hey, we're going to talk for 2 seconds and then you're going to go onto a mountain and go stab a bunch of things. Versus with 9, it's like, yeah, we're going to really talk, get to know everybody, and then go adventuring, which some of those cutscenes can last like, you know, 2 to 5 minutes and
Here
stuff
you
like
are. I
that.
shall use
Well,
it
after
with
it's all said
you.
and done, you're like, you'll hear, I think often too, that people say that like, oh yeah, the casting in 8 and 9 was like super good because I really got to know the characters and bond with them and stuff like that. So it's like, where's the fine line there?
Yeah, yeah, that's
What is
actually a
for the
really good.
series?
That's a really good topic. I think what I really would like to see again is a game that's a little bit more open in the sense that like everything is told through Adol's eyes, and it's not as like party character focused. You know, it's more about like the things that happen in the world rather than the people who journey with you through the world. It's like it's. I mean, I do think the idea of like a solo Adol game again would be really cool with an engine similar to this. But regardless, I think that this game is a really good balance of text and exploration, because if you pay attention to a lot of what this game's themes are, you start to realize that you can't just, you know, tell a story like this with just really quick dialogue. It needs a lot of world building, a lot of catharsis, a lot of sort of political intrigue with some of the things that happen through the city and what the story is trying to tell you. So
Yeah, maybe I
mean,
should.
I
I'm
think
gonna have to watch this on YouTube because I can't pay
and
fully attention, right? It's a bit hard.
yeah, it's hard, especially when you have people talking in your ear constantly, like we're doing for sure. That's why I think you know, watching Golden play a game like this, you'd get the most juice out of the story, because Golden spends a lot of time on his streams focusing on like the delivery of the lines and the way the story is told and stuff like that. And your approach is more gameplay oriented, which is kind of where I am too. That's kind of how I like to do it as well. But like, I do think that this game is a little bit, doesn't get as much credit as it deserves for some of its themes and some of its story, and it's kind of like oddly prescient. Some of its themes are oddly prescient compared to like what came in the real world like a year right after it came out.
Yeah. It's also no doubt like 8, the way 8 does things with the island and all that stuff is undeniably like amazing. There is no question I think anyone's mind that like holy crap, when 8 themes hit and like 8's exploration hit, like that you could almost say like, yeah, that's East. Like that's what it's supposed to be. Quotes are all supposed to be. but at the same time, I agree. 9, when it, like a few days after I finished 9, like I was like thinking about it, I'm like, oh dang, I actually really felt that game. I really felt all this. I really felt something.
I think one of the best podcasts I ever did was a review podcast with Orpheus and Gaming with Spoons, where we kind of did like a brief. Oh, nice butthole, dude. We did like a brief, like review and analysis of. I say brief, but the fucking thing is like 2 hours. Well, yeah, we analyzed a lot of the story elements and stuff like that, presentation and how that tied into it, and we definitely got into the thick of it with that. But like, I don't know, I think, but I get what Yahiko's saying too, because it's not just the way this, like, it's not just the text itself, right? Like, there are a lot of parts where most of the story in this game is kind of told via like conversations in the inn, you know?
Yeah.
And some of the cutscenes are a little wooden, and I need to also make an aside and say that this game definitely has the best looking tease cutscenes, like by far. Like the animations are much more solid. This is like the apex of the Trails engine that they've been using for like 20 years or 15 years, however long it is. But like this, I feel like this is the most mileage they're gonna get out of it with this game, and I'm glad that they're switching it up for the next game. Which, hey, we'll hear about that in like a week.
Fingers crossed.
Or there's an announcement happening in a week?
Oh, you will. You're gonna hear about it.
It's the East's 35th anniversary, and yeah, they're teasing some information by the end of this month.
Dude, I've been sitting on a lot of that for like a year. I can't wait for people to finally know what it is. And there's a lot of stuff I haven't heard since then. So I'm really stoked to see what they actually show off. But yeah, like,
I do agree. There's plenty of conversations that take place in the Dandelion that would have been like, if they just went just a tiny bit, just extra, they could have had it where, and I think this is one of the things that Falcon doesn't do a whole lot in general. They don't do walking cutscenes. Everyone just stands.
yeah, that's so true, dude. There's a couple in Cold Steel, but like
Yeah.
they're still wooden. They still look wooden.
And it's like, you already make your own engine. You want that pure control. Like, they do it in Cold Steel 1, like, a few times, where, like, they're walking back from classes and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my god, it's a walking cutscene. This feels so, like, cool to see and rare and stuff like that. But, yeah, I agree. There's definitely some conversations in this game where it's just like, why are we just walking around the city?
I'm gonna hear about it like we heard about Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary. Yeah, bro, that was such a disappointment. Literally nothing happened for the 35th anniversary of Zelda.
Not even a tri-cargo. He likes the butt.
Where the fuck is this dude's weak point, huh?
So, Golden, what do you think would be well, and Yahiko too, but I know this man's trying to kill this fly. What would you guys, what's a suggestion or like hope that you have for E's storytelling in the future? Like, what would you guys like to see in terms of like how the story is presented?
For me, I'm basic. I just want to see an older Adol. A bit more grim of a tale. Or rugged of a tale.
I like older Adol, man is hot as fuck, so if they keep him
but like something like something where like Adol himself goes through something personal. Right? Because Adol's always like, you know, helping others, right? But I want to see something bad happen to him and how he like deals with the struggle. Or like he's seen so many adventures, what if he's like losing his adventurous touch and he's going through that struggle? Something like that. And people come up like, you're the legendary Adol, like come with me, let's go on a journey. Why did you stop adventuring?
I think what I want is that too. Like, It would be great to see more of this. Like, they played with it in Salsetta with adult backstory and stuff like that. Like, and, getting to personal effect. I would love to see more of that. In terms of storytelling, I kind of wanted the way Ark did it, where you recall that first temple you visit with all the, the cockroaches and stuff like that? That temple had, 3 different areas in it that you would eventually go to, but they had, paintings on the wall, and, there was a lot based around that temple, that I feel like they could really do with that. And they kind of play around with it here with Balduca as well, oh yeah, this part of the architecture looks like this and stuff like that. I think if you do it that way, you don't need to rely on cutscenes as much.
Yes.
You can let the world do a lot of the storytelling. And I've always said it, I want a solo adult adventure, even if that means fan backlash, has to come out and be like, why are we having a modern solo adventure with a JRPG protagonist? You can't even talk. This is so bad and boring. I don't care. If I can get modern solo adult just running around like anything, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm totally with. I think I said that in the podcast I mentioned too. I think I may have said that verbatim, but yeah, because it's I think Ark is a really, really good example of a very sweet middle ground of really sort of big scope storytelling, because they set up a lot of things in Ark. There's a lot of world building and just setup in general in that game. And I would like something that is a little bit more subtle. And you can still do political intrigue story beats and things like this. But it just, I don't know, just make the storytelling more organic and less typical JRPG cutscene stuff. So
again, Ark was just the perfect one of it. You had the temple, which had the Temple of Time part of it, Limestone Cave and stuff like that, which all just had meanings and stuff like that. You still had plenty of conversation in Ark as well. It's not like there was no conversation. Olha talks your ear off sometimes.
Yeah. But
it's great, because Olha is freaking adorable. Little child, I forgot the other one's name, also will talk your ear off and be like, I had a vision that you got hurt in some place, and I was like, oh no, that totally hasn't happened to me before already.
I have detected something.
And then, you literally leave the room, you go to compare words, and then you end up with some crazy dungeon, and they tell you it's yeah, that's... And then, on top of that, to add the icing on the cake, right, is the Emila's tablets that only one dude can read. And one paragraph of text gives you so much information. It's whoa, this is actually really cool.
And it's even more in the fact, when I played the series, I was waiting for E6 because everybody told me, that's where things connect. And then you get the tablets, which is just one page. But that one page, connects everything. I'm like, oh, shit. That makes a lot of sense. And it's a good reward, even though it's very small piece of lore, but connects everything still.
So I think this brings up the subject of Falcom, and I say this all the time, being a very efficient, but sometimes not completely effective developer, because they're really good at taking a small budget and reusing assets in a way to still make stories engaging, for sure. But I think sometimes in that haste, there's a quantity over quality issue, and I think that that's really apparent in this game, because there's so if you look at how big this game is, just size wise, it's much bigger than Ys 8. The dungeons are bigger because you move faster. The overworld parts in this are much bigger than Ys 8's, very almost
And there's a bunch of verticality in this too.
Yeah, lots of verticality, and it's the level design is more dense, but at the same time, it just feels like it needed so much more time in the oven. It could have been a truly great 8 or 9 out of 10 game, and but instead it's just a really good high 7, maybe low 8. I don't know. But yeah, it just sucks because I just wish they had a little bit more budget. They weren't using an engine that wasn't like this, and it's just the way I think there's a lot of developmental focus on just kind of doing the RPG thing. like this is going to be the subversive part. This is going to be the part where things are a little bit more open. Now we do some open world parts, and now here's these enemies that you've seen before again in the same kind of crowded space.
So, question for you, Joey, because you know a little bit about this stuff. With the fact that Falcom doesn't have hardware, do they? Because they switched over their contract for localizing to NISA as opposed to Xseed. And NISA does a heck of a lot in terms of marketing, merchandising, and stuff like that as well. Is that really not bringing in that much revenue for Falcom?
I think I didn't mean to imply this as well, but you know, it's sort of a misnomer that Falcom doesn't make money because they do make a lot of money.
Oh yeah, they do. Like they're still really popular.
Yeah, and their budgets aren't as small as I think my anecdote there was making it seem. But like, I mean, yeah, yes and no. I mean, because think of it this way: it's less about budget and more about profitability, right? So I guarantee you, Ys 9 was a lot cheaper to make because they're, again, like you just see this like from the sort of like super efficient development. I think this game had a very, very thorough game design, Doc, though. Holy shit. Especially compared to 8. I think that they, like, hot off the trails, no pun intended, of Ys 8, they made this. And had a very, very dense idea of what they wanted the story to do and, like, what kind of characters they wanted to, whose stories they wanted to tell. But, like, I think, like, at the end of the day, it matters is, like, how much money they're pulling in. Because even though Ys 8 sold a lot and did really well for their standards and whatever, you gotta remember that that game was ported on a bunch of different platforms. It was a Vita game that, like, you know, they had to use a ton of resources to port over, and then they had the whole V-translation thing and all that kind of stuff too. So, like, there wasn't as much profitability in 8, I think, as the bigger sales numbers might lead you to believe. And I would actually I wouldn't be surprised if this game actually made them more money than 8. You know what I mean? Like, just because of, by sheer virtue of just like less resources. So, and I'm not saying that 8 was like a master craft, like peak, every little thing is perfectly polished. Absolutely not. But I think compared to 9, I think it definitely, I think it wins overall, like per average.
What do you think about if it does make money and it just goes up to the higher ups? Do you think that also happens? Because I'm pretty sure that happens in anime. Because anime makes a good amount of money, but the animators get paid jack all.
You gotta remember that Nihon Falcom is like a very boomer company. So, I mean, they're a company who makes very specific strides to not fully credit a lot of their artistic talent. A lot of people who worked on this, yeah, I mean, everybody knows this anecdote, but like a lot of people who worked on this game did not get their name in the credits for some bullshit, like political reasons. And even like on a less malevolent way, like again, I was mentioning earlier about the Falcom sound team not getting specific credits because they want like the music to speak for itself. They don't want it to be like Johnny Jim's track rather than like an Ys track or a Falcom track.
Which, as a side note, is really funny because most of the discourse in the Ys side of things is literally that.
Everything
they did not want is exactly what happened.
Dude, that's just because that's how like conversation works in the age of technology and information, right? Like when it's so easy to get that, like when that stuff is immediately like transparent, that's what people fixate on. But yeah, so like there's a lot of boomer things about Falcom, and I think that they need some fresh blood and some like new leadership with certain things, especially with the West in regards to how they handle the West, which I think like they're trying to do. But this is also this is a company that's very, very safe. Think about how many losses they've hit back in the day, how much the reason why Ys isn't as common of a name as Final Fantasy is because they fumbled the ball when they had it in their end zone. there's a sports reference for someone who doesn't know or care anything about sport. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's like with Ys 1 and 2, they sold super well, and they had a really good thing, and then they just kind of fumbled it. And yeah, Steph, yeah, that is most Japanese.
And was the
companies.
fumbling happening with the Ys 4? Was that the fumbling?
That was like
well,
actually
5
Ys
is what-
3.
Yeah,
Ys 3 was the
Oh, that
yeah.
too. I forgot
And
about
that's when a lot of the developers, I mean, even Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles not being
They started
developed
leaving,
by Falcom.
right?
Around then, but even it's not being developed by Falcom, and it's being outsourced to, having been outsourced to Hudson Soft, was probably like around when it kind of started, like very late 80s, early 90s, and then developers started going their own way, a little MGCO. And I think that was like, during the time too when creatives weren't as like highly regarded as individuals. It was more like game companies. So
Handle this.
they basically caused their own exodus of game developers because they were boomers even back then. So yeah, I mean, Ys 3 was kind of a mistake, and then Ys 4 didn't do amazingly well. Times were changing. They had a really strange reactive response to what the series was and what the IPs were with Ys 5. But like, I mean, by the time Ys 5 came out and even started, most of the development team had moved on or been like tasked to other projects in some way. So Ys 5 was kind of just like this vanilla ass game that like they tried to restore a reputation by just kind of aping what a lot of big companies like. Yahiko, wait, Golden, did you play Ys 5? I forgot.
No, but I will eventually.
Okay,
I played
so,
it. You forced me to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember.
But I
Yeah,
loved it.
forced you to. So like you saw how much it takes from Enix games at the time, right? Like, it really, I mean, and Square games too. But even the soundtrack alone is definitely trying to be evocative of Square. But yeah, like it definitely feels a little bit emulous, rather than trying to be something like unique and kinetic. And I think that's like when Ys started like kind of struggling. Well, that's what they obviously did because they didn't make an Ys game for like 10 years. Between 5 and 6. And even 6, man, it wasn't really... Playing the games in release order was really illuminating because you kind of see a lot of what their intentions, or maybe not intentions is the right word, but just like the way the historical context like shaped their development.
Right.
And even 6, they didn't quite really nail it. I think Origin could have been a lot more successful of the game that it was if it had either come out 2 to 3 years before or after what it did.
Yeah, it just
Okay,
feels like
so-
it came out at a weird time, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's like, it was like a strange time in the console generation. There's a reason why it caught up some steam on Steam, but like, it still wasn't like amazing, right? Like, it wasn't until Ys 8 that like people started being like, oh, that's an RPG series that people play, maybe. Like, Steph, how did you get into the series? I'm really curious because I didn't actually play an Ys game until 2013 also, or maybe 2014. Apart from Ys 3 when I was a little kid on Super Nintendo because I rented it and it made me cry. One of the many games that made me cry, but I fucking hated it. I hated it so much. Like, what about you, Golden? When did you first get into the series? Because I know we all know Yahiko's origin story, I think.
I was looking at, well, it starts with how I got into Falcom in general, which was, I was just sitting there after beating Bloodborne. I was going to a PlayStation Store and just like, things I wanted to check out. And I saw Tokyo Xanadu was on sale from $60 to $18. And I'm like, huh, Well, it looks interesting. High school setting, action RPG. Looks like Persona, but a little bit different. Well, it's only 18 bucks, so I'm sure it's just gonna be like a quick 20-hour indie RPG that may or may not be that great, stuff like that. And then I spent 120 hours in Tokyo Xanadu because I fell in love with it at first sight. Afterwards, Orpheus Joshua, I was talking to him because we were on a Kingdom Hearts server and talking about Tokyo Xanadu. He's like, well, you should try out some of their other games.
Oh wow, you know, you knew him before
yeah.
Ease.
Yeah, we were on a random small Kingdom Hearts server, and we were kind of like known as like the lore dudes of that server, and then we left
I
it
could
because
imagine.
their moderation team sucked. But then he was like, yeah, it's like Tokyo Xanadu is just kind of a spin-off. You should play their other things, which is like East and, you know, like Trails and stuff like that. And I had heard of them, but like as I did research on them, I learned there was like so many games, and there were like quote-unquote play orders and stuff like that. Also, side note, Yahiko, the back is not the weak spot. You may want to try charging on the side and hitting from the front.
I was charging, but I was hitting the sides with charges, and I thought it didn't work. So you're supposed to break the shell, I guess, then. Right? Yeah, I was just about to ask for help, too.
Yeah, it's all about charging in this fight. I don't think it's the back, but on that map.
Yeah, it's probably the sides. It looks like the sides are a bit over.
Yeah, so then after that, I was told, you know, you should really try out East 8 because it's the better way, you know, it's like the general modern way of getting into East, and yeah, the rabbit hole continued from there. I beat 8, right after that, bought 1, 2, beat it that next weekend, and just kept on going.
Hell yeah, that's really similar to my experience, except with Origin. Like, my friend was like, oh, bro, you ever play Wise? And I was like, what? What's that? What's that? And he's like, oh, bro, it's like Castlevania and Dark Souls mixed together. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's sick. And he's like, oh, bro, I'll buy you fucking the game, dude. And I'm like, okay, sick. And I played Unica's route in Origin and was like, oh, this is fucking sick. I really like it. And then I went through the series from there, pretty much. I think 8 was the last one that I played until actually no it wasn't. Never mind. I played a really weird order. In Yahiko, remind us of your origin again.
Oh yeah, so basically I watched my brother play Arkham Nepishtim on PS2, and then I played it when I was a kid, and I got stuck at Limestone Cave.
That's right.
Classic.
Then like a few years later, I played Felghana on the PSP. Not a few. When I was in high school, I played Felghana on the PSP, and I fucking loved Felghana. I'm pretty sure I played it on normal though, but I fucking loved that game. That was great. And then what? And then Salsetta. My brother got Salsetta because he was a fan of the E series. This was back like when Salsetta came out, so we were fans we were pretty niche fans. I didn't even know other people knew about the game either. Yeah, and then I played Salsetta on the Vita, and that's my origin. And then 8 came out on the Vita, and then I played 8 on the Vita. And then after two years, when 8 came on the Vita is when I made the Facebook group. I never beat it because I got bored before Chapter 2 ended. Or I got something else to play, but I still like was active on, because I still loved the series, and I'm like, okay, I'll get to East one day. And then eventually I did finally finish 8 like a year ago, or 2 years ago. I remember the time moves fast.
Man, I'm really glad
And then after I beat 8, I just played the whole series, start to end.
I'm really glad I didn't play when it first came out. Like, I don't think I would have enjoyed it nearly as much as I did. That's why I didn't finish Salsetta, because I hated playing it on the Vita.
On the Vita.
I like literally borrowed somebody's Vita to play it, and I was like, I don't.
Oh, everybody has the charge. Oh yeah, everybody gets gifts. Anywho, can you guys help me on this fight? What am I doing wrong?
I am fairly certain you got it.
I'm charging.
I don't. Like, you're doing better damage on the sides and stuff like that.
I'm level 34. Like, yeah, I saw a crack there.
Other than
If
the
you
different stuff.
use Doll's vision, dude, it's show you.
Wait, didn't you have to like hit the orange? Like the. Like
I thought you had to break out. You have to hit
I've
him
tried
enough to where
everything.
you have to break his
Still
outer
does.
shell, which is, he gets stunned. I'm pretty sure it was just
This would be fine if you didn't summon so many enemies. But like, do I have to level up?
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I don't really remember either.
Maybe I'll have to look it up. So obviously I'm missing something.
It's definitely the charge is used definitely here.
Yeah, maybe you have to hit this. Oh, never mind.
Well, you're also kind of like missing the dodges and blocks, and then like taking a bunch of damage, and then.
I know, but I'm not doing that much damage. Like
Yeah,
even
but
if
you-
I was.
You don't do a lot of damage, but you were like taking down his stagger bar really fast. And I think that's what you just need to do, because you haven't even broken this entire time you've been
Yeah, not
fighting.
even once. Even if I break him, I don't think I can kill him.
And then also you're not using your what is it your
Flash
super-
card?
No, your what is it called? The demon trigger or devil trigger? The fucking
Oh yeah, I'm saving it because he's about to break. I want to use the devil trigger when he breaks.
Seth, that's badass, dude. That's your dad getting you into games is so cool to me.
No.
I'll handle this.
Oh, you could use items.
Why?
Yeah, I think it really is just smacking him from the front and then like charging attack.
It's just someone on YouTube is smacking him from the front.
Basically, yeah.
I just wish he didn't spawn enemies. Yeah, let's try that.
The one thing that definitely is common for those who are listening and have not gotten into the series or thinking about the series or learning series plus and stuff like that is it is one of the like you'll hear a lot of bad about Falcom, but if there's one thing that they do best out of any game developer right now, like definitely for sure, and you'll hear it a lot in their interviews, in that one of their main philosophies, especially with East, is creating games that generally are fun. And you'll find a lot of people that when they play a East game, they're like, I kind of want to play another.
Yep.
And then another. And then before you know it, Dave, you have the whole series under your belt. It's the same thing with Trails 2. There, you could have hours and days upon conversations of the mistakes and just random crazy shit they do with Cold Steel and Zero Azure with their writing and stuff like that. Hell, even Sky 2. None of them are the most perfect stories in the world. But damn, you beat one of those games, you're like, shit, I want to play the next one. I want to know what happens. And before you know it, you have the whole series under your belt.
Yeah, dude, that's so true. I think I may have said something to that effect on the Ease Discord before, but like, it just, I don't want to say accessible, maybe it isn't the right word, but it's just so easy to, like, you know, none of the games are super long, like, they give you a lot of options for how to progress through them. The story is interesting and sort of like intriguing in its own way, because it's like, by sheer virtue of just being like a sort of like an anthology series in a way.
Yep.
And so one thing I see with Falcon games in general is either like, oh yeah, I played a little bit of this game, or I played every game. It's very rare that you see somebody who's not like a complete lover or a complete hater, unless they're actively like working their way through the series. Solstice, it definitely inverted my enthusiasm for the series. it took me forgetting about what the... It took me to forget the name of Wanderers for me to enjoy it. It's kind of a shitty scrimblow because you're still missing some.
You
No,
can
I'm
just
just kidding.
It'll be the April Fool's joke. Haha, yeah, Wanderers. Yeah.
Dude, with the soundtrack, it almost justifies its existence. Almost. And usually, like, I'm the kind of person, like, when a game gets remade, you know, I'm always, like, really interested in trying the original. And, like,
Yeah.
usually I like the old school experience. I have a lot of tolerance for, like, 8 and 16-bit UX, honestly. So, like, for Wanderers to just, like, completely infuriate me, I think says a lot about my patience with it. But yeah, so Solstice, even still, like, you meet the criterion of, like, I'm gonna play them all. You just haven't quite got there yet, but it's on the mind.
You eventually will get there.
Wanderers 5.
And you'll be like, heck, now I gotta wait. And I feel like that's kind of why they're taking a little bit more time to talk about East 10 or announce it or whatnot. They might take an extra year because I think they really want to do something special. 35th anniversary, 10th game, like, you really can't screw that one up. Hopefully. Talcom baby, please.
It could very well be something that they fuck up, but I don't think it will.
It'll be a fun game regardless. It's gonna be a Square Enix scenario where there's like the fans themselves will hype their expectations up so much. I remember I talked about it when Kingdom Hearts 3 was the whole thing, and I got shit for it, but it is genuinely true that, like, it's not like it's a bad thing. People think it was like a bad thing, like, oh god, yeah. But, like, the fans themselves hyped themselves up so much and had such high expectations that by the time the product came out, even if it was a really good product, they were just not satisfied.
I think that's gonna happen with Silk Song.
Possibly, yeah. Whereas, you know, if you just keep it relatively realistic, like, yeah, we're gonna try and one-up this game. Like, yeah, we're gonna try and one-up this game, but at the same time, like, it's not going to be earth-shattering defining. And you're probably not gonna get, because you're not gonna get that same feeling that you did the first time when you played the game, because you're already now experienced. Like, that's why a lot of people say, like, I wish I could forget my memory of a certain game so I could experience it for the first time again and get that adrenaline rush and get that feeling of just like, ah, yeah, you know, this is what it's like. But when you play sequels, it's like, yeah, you're not really gonna get that. Although, slight bias, East kind of has it because each game is, like, relatively different with their engines and combat system and music and stuff like that. They kind of feel like their own games and not like the movies that are
Yeah, man, part of me is like, Falcom community is kind of cool because it's like a little bit off the beaten path, you know, like, it's refreshing to see and explore roads that, like, a lot, like, that haven't been covered ad nauseum in like mainstream media discussion.
Yep.
I mean, like, I love Final Fantasy, but, like, you know, people have talked about Final Fantasy to death, to some extent. And I think that's why, like, smaller devs sometimes appeal to me, because it's like, yeah, you have more leeway to, like, kind of, like, you know, I don't know, just explore things that are a little bit more novel or whatever. And so I like that aspect of it, but, like, also there's just so many horny, cummy nerds on that side of the community that, like, it really kills a lot of my, like, engagement with some of these products. And I don't know. It almost like makes me like reevaluate like what I like, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. I don't give a shit. You know, like if I had actually cared about that, if like the community was so bad and like the way that people view games and view games and like discuss those games, if it really was so bad, I would have stopped like years ago. You know,
Yeah.
I would have just stopped point blank. So. But I'm stoked for what this series does, and I think it's on the precipice of like being a big name again. For sure. Like,
Especially with the new game coming out.
8 and 9 has given it attention, and the constant sales they get and people talking about it, yeah, it has strong.
yeah, it's like more. It's ingratiated itself in this genre discussion again, because like I'm noticing just more people recommending games and talking about games and like people being more familiar. Like even if you had said, "Oh, Ease," like 5-6 years ago, I don't think it would have like caught people's eye as much as it does now. And I think part of that is Trails too, though. So I think like if the forthcoming Trails games get localized in a timely fashion and all that stuff gets handled really well and it's received relatively positively, I think it's much easier to say, hey, play this new East game. It's like that. It's the same developer. Yeah, they definitely don't have it, yeah.
You need Trails to do well here in the West. And it has.
And yeah, it has. It's. I hate to compare apples to oranges, but Ease is just better to me. So
I love me my Kiseki, but at the end of the day,
I just and I don't really think that. I think like the scope of Trails is the most interesting part of it, to be honest with you. Like, again, I feel like I hate on Trails more than I praise it, but like at the end of the day, like I think I like the fact that it's like, you know, 8 or 9 giant ass games, you know, and they all tell their own stories, like they all connect. I think that's awesome, and it's like to have such a long form project like that in the time of like the MCU and all that kind of stuff is like kind of like is a little bit ahead of its curve.
yep.
But like, and the gameplay is solid. Like, I actually really like the battle system. It's one of my like favorite turn-based battle systems, to be honest with you. But like, it just the actual execution of all those elements is like a little lacking.
Yeah, and the biggest problem with Kiseki is because it's more written than gameplay. And I think they're trying to change it with the new ones, but at least when Cold Steel happened, and same thing with Zero Azure, they really hit hard on popular manga light novel tropes, which they didn't need to do, but they did, because you need to sell games at the end of the day. You need to sell, and if you have bikini ladies, that's gonna sell. You have romance options in your Persona style game, that's gonna sell. But
Yeah, I think that's what I'm a little bit worried about happening to Ease, is that it starts to do that kind of stuff more than Trails. You know, like that's a fear. That's always a fear. Also, like this is why I think Falcom needs to just focus more on like other markets for some of their projects, because like being a boomer Japanese company, I really feel like they get their head up their own ass about like what sells, and it ends up being like things that kind of only do really well in Japan, like everything you just mentioned. And I think, like, I don't know, like having more of a focus on the West, whatever that means, I think would do a lot for a series that like took a lot from Western games, because Ease definitely did. historically.
Because I think who had their most recent interview with Kondo? Like they were talking about the West and stuff like that, and Kondo was like, we don't really develop like with any particular group of people in mind, like JP only or like West only stuff like that. But I feel like if you were in his shoes, you maybe would start to think like, we have the Western fan base is getting quite big. Maybe we should just almost try to develop towards that sort of thing, or try to be more like open-minded or just different ideas in life, because that is kind of a little thing. They gotta go full Western. Don't go bring in guns. Don't go bring in Borderlands style gameplay into these. We don't really do that. But just doing other things than romance high school options, and Kuro is not going to do that anymore. It went back to a more traditional style of things, just modernized. But like, yeah, just doing stuff. This goes a little bit into kind of like what Rhea and I were also talking about yesterday too, and just that like he really wants to see protagonists that aren't high schoolers anymore. Partially because he's an adult too, which is agreed, same here. But it's also, man, we've had so many teenagers for like 30-some years in JRPGs. Let's see some adults.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do. This is something I talk about all the time, I think, and it's like, man, and maybe just my preferences, but like, I feel the same, and like, I don't really know how much the waifu shit really even sells. Like,
Not
maybe
as much as people think.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel like, people nowadays, like, anime games, they see, like, good character designs, and they buy them. I'm sure a lot of people bought this game because of the fucking, the titty and the whatever. But, like, you can still have the titty and the whatever without, like really weird fan servicey shit, I think.
Which arguably 9 did. Well,
Yeah, I would say so too. I think 8 and 9 are a really good balance of that.
8 has one instance at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I hate that so much. With the fact.
Did not need it. You could just delete that cutscene and the entire game would stay the exact same.
Yeah, you can let that go.
Humor bait works because it sells. Yeah, but like that much still? I mean, gotcha, of course, but like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, it's hard to understate or overstate the effect of humor bait. By the way, I don't think you're doing anything wrong, Yahiko. I think you just
I just need to time my
you're doing it
flash.
right, yeah. Yeah, you're doing it right.
I just hate that he spawns so many enemies. Like, there's not even. Oh my. There's not even a point to.
Well, like, I think
up.
what I did for this is just use Vermilion Sight. Like, it hits all the enemies, you just have to line it up.
Yeah, Ryza, Definitely that one
this
was
one?
heavily intended.
Yeah, for the little. Yeah, to clean up. Yeah, I've been doing that after I flash card like this.
Yeah, that one.
That kills everything.
Oh, actually, no, hold on, wait.
Why can't I get the fire?
Yeah, I think, 36, 34. I don't know if you could get one more level, because I think the enemies stop giving you that much XP. Past that, you could just do a tiny bit of grinding to get the crimson, the red chest pieces for your party members, but really
The,
just for the
the
actual
what? No, I have chest pieces on everyone.
The red one?
Yeah,
Oh.
because Bull came with one. I could get something that has a bit more break, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Stop missing the flash card.
I don't know, this could just be a very Western way of looking at it, but I think that if they were to step away from some of that stuff, the fan service and the Coomer bait and stuff like that, I don't think it would hurt them as much as something
Yeah,
else.
because I think it would take some of their themes more seriously. Because the problem is that like Coomer bait's fine if that's what you're trying to do, and maybe you have like a couple surprise moments where you're like, hey, that was kind of poignant. But like,
Return to the shop.
you know, when I feel like it really just affects the way people view the product when it's like you've got the weird trails balloon tits shit.
Or hold still 4 where, oh god, every living, breathing woman out there just goes on reading. And it just hurts. The annoying part about it is that it hurts his character more than it should. Because deep down, Reed is like, I actually really like Reed as a protagonist. Like, dang, this dude's actually pretty cool. But you're not allowed to like him because as soon as you bring up his name anywhere on public discourse on the internet, you're like, Reed? Harem protagonist? Self-insert protagonist who, like, will literally steal your girl and die and everything and, like, is depressed all the time? It's just like, why can't I enjoy my voice?
He's got, so Yahiko, what I was trying to say about the Vermilion Scythe is like, use it, but don't focus on the ads, like, cause it will take the ads down with him if you're careful about when you use it. And you can time the flash guards.
While fighting the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing is that if you flash guard an attack from the boss or an attack from one of the enemies, then you have 4 seconds, and then everything dies.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, what you're doing is you're like stopping to attack him so you can hit the ads, and then he keeps making more ads, and then you get in like a cycle where you're like, oh shit, I'm not doing damage to the boss, and you're getting stagger gate.
Yeah,
right
I'm
here.
doing exactly like that.
Yeah, instead of just fighting those ads, you could have just ran over to the boss. So
Oh,
I'm not
that's what you
behind
mean.
in time and where you are.
Okay, let's bring them a bit closer here and then go for it.
Or you could just use the items.
No,
That's
I'm
also
stubborn.
an option.
If I don't beat it, I'll beat it off stream. Without items. I'll record it if I must.
Like, I feel like you're just getting tilted by it, which is, you know, it happens. But, like...
No, I'm just missing the timing. It's just a bit hard to tell when he's gonna attack.
Yahiko can go out and beat a giant gorilla in Sekiro.
No, I can't. It took me forever, man.
I know.
I guess the game is designed to use items anyway. If I can just get a good rhythm.
I'll handle this. Allow me.
Let's try with
There were
first.
definitely times I used items in this game.
Yeah,
but
but you're playing
like-
Lunatic where everything dies in one hit, so it's just... It was easier.
Yeah, like, there were definitely some things that happened, and I was like, okay, no, that's fucking bullshit. I'm using a recovery item. No way. The super boss comes to mind in this.
Once I just get the timings down, it shouldn't be too bad.
Doll has that attack that, like, where she, like, sticks something in the ground,
Yeah.
and it's, like, that thing is fucked up.
The 92 SP one.
Yeah, that thing is fucked up. Absolutely
That one,
unreal.
Ophelia order.
I have to go get dinner? Bro, it's fucking midnight. What? You, like, I remember after our turtle stream, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get started on dinner.
Return to
You slow roast on something? Put something in the smoker for 50 hours?
Like, I'm pretty sure you could no damage any boss on Lunatic in this game, but like the amount of work necessary to do that is just insane. Also, I want to say that this fight may have been easier on Lunatic because enemies attack faster, so you actually have more windows to use flash guard and stuff if you're, like, you know, good at timing it. And like, I feel like I'm noticing this with Nightmare, and I watched Kelly play through Nightmare too.
Wait, Kelly played through Nightmare, wow.
Yeah, she started on normal, and then after the first boss, she's like, I'm just gonna try it on Nightmare, and then she did, and she went through the whole thing really good.
And
She was smoking it. I mean, she used items, but like not like.
Yeah,
There were only a couple fights where she was like spamming them, and one of them was also the super boss.
that's deserved.
Yeah, no, fuck that fight, dude. That fight is stupid. That fight is so stupid.
What, the secret, like a secret boss?
It's technically optional.
Ah, that was such a good rhythm too. If I just keep that up, it should be okay.
Got this.
Hey, did Shu finish Cave Story? I'm just naming.
No, he didn't yet.
Okay, he didn't. Okay, I'm like naming all the. Holy shit, you guys hear this? Loud ass motorcycle. This guy's cool as hell, brother.
Wait, it is like 2:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
What a lag.
He's something.
Oh, speaking of horses, I saw a dude do a wheelie on one today.
Is it you?
This boss would be fine if he didn't spawn enemies. Holy shit, this is just so annoying.
Ah, but then he would just be a copycat of whatever that boss is from East 1.
He's one or
Oh,
Origin?
the Pictimos? The Mantis?
Yeah.
He kind of
Must have
has
so much more structure.
I think Motorcycle in America is like a double-edged sword because on one hand it's like cool and it's like also easier in one way because it's like you don't have to bring out a car all the time. You just hop on a bike and go where you need to go and stuff like that. But man, is it dangerous in this country nowadays. It's not like other places where there's dedicated lanes or just like a general picture around that.
Yep, I mean, I can't even bike or, by that extension, get a motorcycle because I can see. I kind of wish I could bike though. But I know I would beat somebody's ass. I would probably get in like 80% more fights if I biked.
Yeah, because people are just like horrible to bike riders. Just in general.
Chicago's so bad about it too. To be fair, there are so many entitled cyclists in this city, I swear.
There are. They act that way too because they try to be like, yeah, we're biking all over the place. You have to drive. Fuck you.
We're saving the environment.
Yeah. But I don't, there's nothing to be entitled. If you ever, for those of you who have ever been to Chicago, there's nothing to be entitled about whether you drive or bike. The entire city is built in like a checkerboard. You're gonna be moving in squares regardless of whatever vehicle you bring.
A checkerboard without an east side. Well, kind of, sort of. Southeast side exists, but. But yeah, that's true. And I see people like go through stop signs when there's traffic. I see people like turn left on reds without stopping. Like all that kind of stuff. Like people who weave in and out of traffic. Like it just. Ugh. Like I was literally crossing the street the other day, and some biker like almost clipped me and like gave me a dirty look, and I was just like,
yo,
fucking fury. Like yeah, it's my fault that like I'm literally walking across the street, and I walk fairly fast. Like I'm not like a speed walker, but I like people who walk slow tilt me. So like I'm not a slow walker either, and I was like literally halfway across the street, and he was like almost all the way down the street. Just didn't even bother fucking slowing down. Didn't even try to move, just like kept going straight.
Okay. I've heard nothing in my life that would make me want to live in Chicago.
Chicago rules.
It's a great city. It's
Wait, and don't you live in Canada?
Me?
No, and
Yeah, and lives in Canada.
Okay, people from Canada don't get to talk about Chicago in a negative light.
Admittedly, it is. Listen, it is a scary city, and it has been a little bit more dangerous recently than normal. But it's still a fantastic city. It's very beautiful.
Wait, you can't teleport to bosses? Like
Huh?
a teleport
What do
attack?
you mean?
Oh,
If
you have to be
you're
a
close
bit
enough.
close. I see.
Remember, in the middle of the reticle, you'll see a red diamond. If you're
Yeah,
allowed
you have to
come
wait
my
for the
way.
red diamond. I wish you had a
There you
bigger
go.
distance.
I have been close friends with someone in Chicago for 12 years. I have opinions.
I'm just. By the way, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually serious.
Why can't I ever guard that properly?
Wait, negatively biased or positively biased, Seth? And that's. I didn't know that you had a. Does your friend live in the city proper, N, or they live in the burbs?
In before Lincoln Park.
Yeah. Oh, so like my Chicago's just like really dangerous. I live in Lakeview. There's like a scary guy that I see sometimes. Like he's homeless or something. I mean, Chicago is one of the most corrupt cities in the fucking world. I swear to God.
It is very dangerous, undeniably. During the day, it is beyond beautiful, and the sights and food are amazing.
And the whole crime thing is very like misunderstood too. Yeah, in the court. Okay.
Nah, okay, I can imagine.
But like.
I mean, it's about the same as, you know, your Detroits or New Yorks or Boston. You know.
Right, yeah. And a lot of the crime that happens here is like gang related that doesn't really affect like a normal person or like a college student or something like that. But like if you are adjacent to something like that, then yeah, it's really bad. It's a terrible city to live in. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that Chicago is safe or anything like that either. But like, it's not so far off from almost any other city.
Yep.
And
And
it's
even
really
downtown proper, it's like not that horrible.
Dude, I think like if you're gonna get mugged in Chicago, it's gonna be downtown. Like, I swear, that's where it happens. The only time I ever had an issue with something like that is I got actually my store that I worked at got held up at gunpoint, and this was in the Gold Coast. I'll tell that story later. It's a good story though. And for those of you who don't know, Gold Coast is like downtown Chicago. That's like when you think of anything like Michigan Avenue, like really bougie stores. Dude, kind of sidekick. Dude, that's like because you live in the wilderness. You can do that in the wilderness. That's why it's the wilderness. Fuck off. So, but I was saying this in the last stream, and I don't know if you were around when I said it, but I think I said something along the lines of like, sometimes I say things just to make Steph tell me to fuck off.
That's the Joey.
Just for the bit.
Oh, why I hate that move. Like, that move's the worst to fucking flash guard.
I remember as a kid, like my dad, part of his business, he could do things where he had to mail out a bunch of things and stuff like that, and we had to go to like the downtown post office, because that's where we could do like bulk mailing and stuff like that. I just remember every time my dad came to be careful because we're in a we're in an underground parking lot here. We gotta go up to go get the boxes in the place. But once we're down here, we gotta be quick, right? And you know, always look around you and stuff like that. You never know who's the parking lot, post office, trying to get the mail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's very true, dude. And it's like, you know, I think a lot of people like just don't spend a lot of time like in a city proper. And and I'm talking like, you know, how many people ride the train? How many people take public transit? you know, or like even know how to, or like navigate. And what N was just saying is a really interesting thing too, because it's like, yeah, the areas and the states are so busy, blah blah blah. Um, yeah, that goes two ways. I think part of it might be because yeah, you went to like a busier touristy spot at like a really busy time, but that's anywhere, right? I mean, you can get that in any city in the world, in any even big town in the world at some points. But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that you take for granted from living in a city, like the way people walk. You know, if you ever watch somebody from the suburbs walk, it's infuriating. Like they're slow. They don't walk on the right side. They're like they like stop without any indication of stopping. People just like move inefficient, and it bothers me so deeply. And like
you're walking with a city walker when they just look in one direction and they walk at that one speed and that's it.
dude, yeah, like or like you know, people will like you know wait for a red light and like wait for the light to turn green even if there's no cars coming. And I'm just like, what world do you live in? You know how much time? I could get like 15 or 16 sectocanum attempts in the time that you wait for some lights in Chicago. Like,
Some of them are ruthless too. They take forever.
yeah, oh yeah.
I love having this hybrid experience though, because of Joey, like you know where I'm originally from, which is
Right.
like bougie as
Yeah,
bougie gets. But I also have been in the city enough to also basically to have that thing of just being like, yeah, I know what it's like walking around the city, you know, at night when it's like negative 10 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit and the wind is just blistering in your face. Good times.
So hold on, let me think. What's that in Celsius? 20.
About 23 below, about 25 below.
Okay, 20, negative 23, negative 25, something like that. Just because we have a lot of filthy Celsiuses. Okay, so I've said this before too. Fuck all of America's units of measurement, they're all stupid, but Fahrenheit just makes so much more sense, like, conversationally, I think. What? Is there 13 decimals?
Oh my god, how did she lose that?
Oh, she got hit. I was right.
Yeah, conversationally, it makes sense. You got 32s are freezing. You never really go higher than 110, and you go below 0.
It's because you're used to it.
Shit up.
Bro, Celsius 0 is freezing. That makes sense. I'm oh my
Yeah,
God,
but
my
here's the
words.
thing, right?
Like, sure,
There's-
yeah, you like Fahrenheit. That's fine. I'm not gonna disagree with you, but
No, but
Celsius
here's the
also
thing,
makes
right?
sense.
Oh yeah, Celsius makes sense.
Right? You're really just going between like negative 20 and like 45 or something like that.
Yeah, and even then, like, okay, so here's the thing about Celsius, and I said this a little bit before, but to get an exact read on temperature with Celsius requires more numbers and requires decimals. So it's like, even this, negative 10 degrees, that's so much easier than negative 23.3 degrees, right? And like the difference between negative 23 degrees and negative 24 degrees is huge compared to negative 10 and negative 11.
Yeah, versus in Fahrenheit, you know, you can tell how a week is going to be when they say, oh, it's going to be in the 40s, it's going to be in the 50s or 60s or 70s. You can plan around that. Like, it makes there's more numbers to work with. Whole numbers to work with, so it makes more sense.
Yeah, I agree. But like, yeah. if
But
you're
no one
looking
in
at-
Canada uses decimals.
So,
Yeah, so it's even
Like
even
on the
more.
weather,
but
we
bro,
just
that's
say
even
it.
more inaccurate. Again, 12 degrees Celsius and 13 degrees Celsius, that's a huge difference. Or like 23 degrees Celsius, 23 is like 70-ish golden, and so like,
Yeah.
the difference between 23 and 24 Celsius is fucking enormous. That's a difference between a hoodie and not. You know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of shit. Like, I think a short sleeve shirt versus a hoodie. Just say. It's the only thing America has. Actually, no, the reasons for using Fahrenheit are very stupid. Forget I said anything.
The reason why we do this is stupid. But once you get into it, it's that.
But I used to have to do conversions all the time at work. So like I've gotten kind of used to doing the fucking stupid conversion rate to Fahrenheit to Celsius.
Chicago is at 6 in the morning and 8 in the afternoon. Yeah,
Bro.
that's just how temperature works. It's colder in the morning, and the sun comes out, sun heats things up, so it gets hot.
But bro, that's also like so true of Chicago, and a scale of 20 doesn't even cover it. Like, okay, so
No.
Sunday or Saturday night it was 55 degrees, and wait, was it Saturday night? So 55 is like 13 degrees Celsius, and so put 13 degrees Celsius at night, and then the next day, today, it was like 28 degrees Celsius, or like 82 degrees. So Chicago is just like, it can be really, like, disparate in terms of temperature.
Listen, we pride ourselves on being able to hit all 4 seasons in one day.
It's true, we've done it. I've done it. We did it this last week. When I was in Arizona, it was like 100 degrees here. And then, like, the day before we left, it was like 40 or 50. It was stupid. Idiot city.
Snow by morning, rain by afternoon, summer by midday, and then just fall. You can do it.
Oh yeah, most places in Canada are like that too, I swear.
Don't take our stop. We can't. Don't take our pride away from us. I know you Canadians do it. I know Melbourne does it. No.
Shit. But Seth, does it trigger you that we say Melbourne? Because I know that. Yeah, I've been roasted for that before. for saying this.
I need to now go into this.
Yes, I know you do.
Just how deep dish is not like. Listen, on the outside, yes, it is. But once you really go to Chicago and you have a proper tavern-style pizza, and nothing even compares to true pizza.
That's so true. Deep dish is a special occasion pizza. I always have to do this. I always have to go on this tangent, Golden. Thank you for doing it.
I got you. And it gets on so often be like, oh, you're from Chicago? Don't you love deep dish? And I'm like, do I look like I love deep dish? No, I'm not like 300. No, we're a tavern style. It's so much better. Dude, like, I hear, it's hard to hear us over the game audio.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna turn it down.
But, like, I have an Uno's Pizzeria over here by me, Joey.
Oh no, dude! The franchises are so bad.
I know, but here's the thing: like all the local places are just like Italian and like New York style, and I'm just like they're great. I love me some local Italian style pizzerias. You know, the mom and pop grandma shops. I love them, and you know sometimes sometimes I even take a Sicilian slice too. But I will regularly just go to Uno so I can get close to.
Really, dude, I feel that hard.
It's close to the Chicago style tavern. Am I in favor or against? I am in. Here's the thing with deep dish. We are in favor of it.
Yep.
Only on special occasions. The true pizza of Chicago is tavern style.
Yep. 100%.
Also, question for chat. One of my friends asked me this a little while ago, and we got some interesting responses from people. But generally speaking, in a month, how often do you eat pizza?
About once.
Oh my God. 2 to 3 times. Maybe two to three times, I would say. More than most people should ever.
It's my turn.
A month, yeah, 2 to 3 times.
I got you, Chad, also. How often...
Oh, fuck, we both.
I got what the hell happened to my link?
Oh, works, though.
Yeah, how often do you eat pizza in a month, chat?
Okay, so yeah, we're all about the same. 2 to 3. What about you? Golden?
About 3 to 4. A little bit more than most people. But it's into the way, the reason why he asked that was because supposedly there hasn't really been like a proper study on it or something like that. But people from the Midwest generally eat pizza more than other parts of the US.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all. So, okay, wait, hold on one sec. I'm thinking about it now. So usually if I order pizza, I usually get like a large pizza,
Yeah.
right? So, like, I'll eat half of it, and then I'll eat it again the next day, or a day after, or whatever. So, I'm technically eating pizza maybe like 4 or 5 days a week. 4 to 6 days a week. Days, I guess you can say. So that's actually kind of a lot, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, so I think that sort of thing is what, like, more commonly what Midwesterners do versus like with other parts of like the country. They just mainly do it on occasions, or like, yeah, it's a once a month, you know, twice a month sort of thing. It's not as often as us, which is unique, and I kind of want to know if that's true or not, given the fact that New York exists.
Golden, say that word that Seth just said. Under the fucking loves. What word is that?
Marcus?
I'm just trying to kill Seth. That's all.
Marcus? Marcus? Marcus. I am.
Do you know what that is, Golden?
Nope.
It's McDonald's in the wilderness.
Oh my
They
God.
call it in the wilderness country. They call it McDonald's. That's what they call McDonald's.
Oh.
Fuck you.
You guys should just start calling it Mickey D's.
I just call it McDonald's, man. I think you need to say the whole word to feel the weight of both the things that the pounds that you're gonna be gaining, and also just to like hate yourself for it.
Bad news is Del Taco's closed. You went to Del Taco?
Del Taco like is kind of all right. It's like kind of just all right. And Cane's is kind of just all right too. I don't know. I don't really like get into fast food that much. I think like
Cane's
Yeah,
low
yeah,
key.
that's-
You go to get their Texas toast and sauce and make a sandwich out of that. I don't know, like personally speaking. I mean, I can eat chicken, but if I was gonna go to, if I did, I probably would go to Cane's more because the sauce and the toast.
yeah, I feel that. The chicken itself is hella dry. Oh, you eat chicken?
Well, I don't eat meat in general, so.
Oh, okay. Sick fuck. So you're a sick fuck, basically. I get it.
Oh yeah.
I'm feeling I'd rather listen to you nerds talk shit about Australia. Dude, I don't know what it is, but like I just think it's so like I just think it's funny to roast Australia. I don't know what. There's just nothing really about it necessarily that even warrants being roasted, except for your ridiculous import taxes and stuff. But like at the same time, I just think it's funny. I don't know. Sandwich
The
combo.
project I used to work on last year in 2020, we had a lot of calls often with our Australian coworkers, and I just smiled every time they talked because I'm like, why do they have cool accents like that?
I mean, you don't think talking like this is very cool there, bud?
Oh no, I cannot. That thick Midwesterner is actually difficult for me.
Dude, I got it. It flows like naturally like water for me.
Okay.
Ah, jeez. Okay, so Yahiko, so what you're gonna want to do there, bud, is you're gonna want to be flash guarding, okay? See, you're taking a whole lot of damage, and you're not actually paying it back. So You know, you gotta get in his face a
Pain
little, so
and
now you got
back
the
killed
flash
me.
guard. You got the flash guard, and you're not even taking the offensive capabilities that you should be doing. So, yeah, you know, it's okay though. But you know, you gotta learn, you gotta progress. You know, it is what it is.
No.
You just gotta keep going.
You really do have it.
Dude, it's insane. I think it's because I try so hard to not have it that it's just easy to channel. I don't know.
It's because Chicago doesn't, like, we do, but we don't have an
Why
accent.
would you do that?
It's not like, hey, I'm walking here in New York. Yeah, I'm trying to be Italian, but I'm also trying to be threatening as well. You know how it is? We don't have that. And we don't have, like, oh my god, I am Valley Girl from, like,
Yep.
San Francisco, California. Like, we don't have
Yep.
that either.
No, it's like somewhere between those two somehow, but like nasally, and also a little bit of Canadian. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Chicago is hella Midwestern. We're like almost just slightly north above we're what I would call Midwest. Chicago and Indian. Oh, dude, that's. Dude, fuck, that's hard. Golden, can you
Oh,
do
me?
it?
Basically me? Hello?
Yeah. Are you so golden? Yeah.
I do not know how to talk like Chicago person, but I can tell you I can talk like my people.
Dude, like,
Would
it's
we
your
must
accent
go-
to use. Okay, you know, we can't use that voice, but you can.
Like how Indian people will call Devon Avenue Devon.
Devon, yeah.
We can.
To be fair, that's not just an Indian thing. I think that's also a Middle Eastern thing too.
Valley girls are from Southern California. I don't know. It's California, man. It's all one thing.
It's true. That's all. It's the state isn't really that big. It's just one thing.
It's amazing to think that at one point St. Louis could have been what is modern day Chicago had the train system been different.
Terrifying to think about it. I saw you whiff that fucking flashcard, bro. I saw that happen. No.
Oh, so close. I didn't know you got a new move. I've never seen that laser before.
Oh, I hate this shit.
Progressively, we trigger Solstice stream by stream.
Yeah, I know.
First, it was a deja vu thing. That was the accident.
I'm not
Oh, I
gonna
need
watch
to-
that clip. I'm not
You have
gonna
to
watch
watch it, Joey.
Dude,
How
what
long
I
is that
okay,
highlight? Like 15 minutes?
22
I
minutes.
did not
bro.
feel like it.
22 minutes! Oh my god!
This is post-rock length. I don't know if I could do it.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
Yahiko, answer me this. Will I get mad from hearing it?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone just
100%. No questions asked.
It's probably because it was in the stream format, which is the problem. Because my brain was scattered and trying to explain.
I had, like, I couldn't even, like, I was just in bed chatting away. I couldn't even defend myself by a voice of just, like, what I meant by my deja vu, because you guys kept messing up what the actual moment was. You kept going on your own tangents.
Okay. I didn't mean to summon this. Again, if you live through the deja vu experience of Cerulean Skies, I do not mean to bring it up again. Okay, should I do a stream of me reacting to the deja vu clip?
Oh
This is what happens when Joey goes on vacation with Cerulean Skies.
Yeah.
It all falls apart.
It was fine. It was just me getting confused and then Sphere also getting confused.
I was so thankful for you being there, Solstice of Gold, but I'm the one who started it!
Alright, I'm gonna listen to like a minute of it and I'll be right back.
Oh no.
Oh no, the focus has shifted to my gameplay. How awful. I'm probably just gonna have to use items at this point. Pretty sure this boss is designed for items. I got it pretty close.
You pretty much have them. I think, yeah, it's just either items or food that increases stats or something.
Oh, maybe I should eat food at the start to gain a bit of stats.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's your choice whether or not you consider food as an item or not.
Doesn't consider as healing in the fight as long as I use it in the beginning.
There was a lot of doubling down going on. Of course.
Dude, I listened to 30 seconds and I'm already mad. I mean, you literally could have ended the fucking 22-minute long conversation with one sentence, and that's what it means. Deja vu literally means seen before. Like, I'm hitting myself in the head. I'm hitting myself in the head.
Part of the conversation was just defining the damn thing.
Yeah, because I
already
didn't know
mad.
the definition, and I thought that everybody else was wrong. But also Sphere didn't know the definition either, because so we both have two halves of the explanation, but we both were denying each other's half.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like we were both
And you
wrong.
you both kept misconstruing what my actual deja vu moment was, which is the best part. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
What have I done? You're both wrong.
But hey, at least I'm like admitting it. I'm not backtracking anything.
Yeah, that's
right now.
true. You both came together at the end, and we're like lads.
I need this clip. It's in the highlights of the
Hang
the
on.
whole
Oh.
thing of a jiggy.
Oh my god, I can post it. Oh boy. I need to do some exporting on my own thing too. Code.
Are you still watching it?
The fact that this happened in the Cossack, or the, not the Cossack stages, but the first half of the Wily stages in Mega Man 4 is even more impressive.
Should I do break rate or strength and defense?
God, seeing the thumbnail hurts.
The problem is I'm already bad at talk.
It was like, okay, the entire thing was like, like the deja vu moment was the specific room itself. Not even that it was green. It was that exact room with the exact same conversation that Yahiko and Ishu were having at that moment. That was the like pixel by pixel moment. That's how specific my deja vu moment was.
Yeah, but basically, like, because we both had both halves. So
Yeah.
my argument was basically that there's no way that happened to you before, right? There's like absolutely no possible way
That's
that
correct.
you remember
and I
that.
agree with that. Yes.
So it must have happened in a dream, and who cares about the dream part? Okay, throw away the dream part. But basically, you saw it somewhere in your head, or you somehow remember it. Weirdly,
Right.
that's what deja vu was to me. Now to
Yes.
Sphere, he thinks that it happens before, but you forgot about it, and then when it happens again, that's what deja vu is.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
why are
gonna-
you saying no?
no,
That's literally why. That's what I was saying the whole stream. No.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, yes.
Anywho, that was the thing, right? So to me, like
video goes into all
from
that.
like from what I grew up with, my definition, like that wasn't the definition. Of course, I didn't read the definition. I just grew up knowing the definition, like of how people explain it, right?
Yep.
So that was just what I was explaining. But then at the end, I'm like, okay, sure, maybe it could have happened before, and then you completely forgot about it, then it happens again, and then that could be also considered a deja vu, which is basically Joey's very simple but elegant explanation. Is just seen before. That's it.
Yeah, it's like literally what it's exact.
I have felt / seen this before. This is why we can't do studies on it, because it's very difficult to capture.
Yeah, things like memory recall are you can't, like, that's something I did research on back in school, and it's not something that you can really, I mean, you can have ideas, you can do like qualitative research on it, but it's like if you can't, it's hard to get like good scientific research on something like that.
Yeah, just 'cause
I still enjoy
memories
the
and
conversation
dreams and
though,
stuff.
because I'm not very good at
was great.
arguing and stuff like that. So I actually like try to practice some of it, or
No, it
talking
was-
too
it was
much
great.
either. But I learned a
Very
lot
good.
from it, right? And it didn't feel like 22 minutes, but I learned some things from it. Of course, it's really bad. But
I just
hopefully
think
I'll
it's-
improve from that point on when arguing, you know, a specific point. Oh god, because I'm not very good at it. That's why I'm like, might as well take the opportunity to actually argue about something. Because I never argue about anything in real life. I don't really take a stance or anything. Because I just give up. I'm like, whatever.
There's no the Ace Attorney way of doing it.
Yeah.
Not to you. That's just literally what it is.
Dude, Seth, I've been doing that every single podcast I've done.
Is that in most of our conversations?
Yeah, that's like all. Yeah, but I like just something like defending something like objectively wrong, like being like, actually, Final Fantasy VI came out before Final Fantasy IV. You know, just period.
Is it because
was
4
the-
wasn't released in the West?
The 4 was.
Oh, which one wasn't
Well, like,
released in the West? What was FF6's original number?
3.
Oh,
Three.
Or no, 6. 6's original U.S. number was 3
yeah, that's
because that was the third one that came out in the U.S. John spends most of the time doing it, so Jesus. The man's not even here to defend himself.
I mean,
Yeah,
there was
you
nothing
just
else to really talk about on stream, so I'm like, might as well just go through the whole argument. How did I die that quickly in there?
It's my turn.
Yeah, that food item that you had, the bouillabaisse, is the only thing you can really.
Booyabas. Little booyabas.
What did you post?
Let's see. Oh my god.
Yeah, Joey would be south from Practical Jokers.
I see it. Hey. I want no booyabas. I don't know.
You're yelling at this guy? Close enough.
Yahiko, when you get a chance, could you look at some of the food you have in your inventory?
That's what I have. Should I eat flaky baguette first?
Hold on, I can't see it yet.
Well, no, you can only eat one. Like
I'm
you baguette,
buying
thick
that.
potato,
Dried
bouillabaisse.
meat. Or maybe one little flaky baguette.
Bouillabaisse, eh?
Baked potato.
There is no cookie truck.
Maybe one little blue. Is that how you say it? Is it Nor blue? Or is it
Yeah.
Norse? Yeah, okay.
No, we know it. The S would be silent.
No, fucking
blue.
idiot French. French is a stupid language.
French is community.
Stupid language. I'm sorry.
Like English sucks, but French, oh boy.
Like, I'm kidding, obviously, but like, French bothers me. You're not. Maybe you want to push by. I think each time it's pronounced different. Boy the basse. Insane clown booyabase.
It's like the exact same tone. She came down in a bubble, dog.
She came down in a bubble dunk.
I gotta find the Ferrara Golden Gallery video. Okay, yeah, I found it. Posting it in the news spot. Dude, Dude, this video, every time I see it, it fucking sends me to the abyss.
Yahiko, are you playing this on like Big Smasher difficulty or is this normal? This is Big Smasher difficulty.
I don't know what that means.
Try hard difficulty.
Oh yeah, and I'll probably start using items soon if I don't get it. If I like sleep and then wake up and try this fight, I feel like I can get it.
First try.
Not first try though. He just didn't have his fire move because that's a bit hard to predict.
Yeah, I think like I don't think the ads are that bad as
They're
you
really
you
not.
think they are. But yeah, when he starts bringing up the laser and the fire, it's like, that one's gonna get pretty on.
Also, the fact that the boomerangs come back sucks.
Yeah. It's hard to predict. I just try to jump over it. Man, I wish that did more damage. Oh, I hate that move.
Also, I definitely use the super attack, like the finisher thing. Always use that, like,
On the break?
I save. No, if the enemy is not broken, I usually save it for like when the enemy does an attack. I'm not sure about the timing of, so I have iframes in it.
Yeah.
If you give me one iframe, I will abuse it.
Good heckin' Lord Twitch, why did you do that to me?
I tried to
I
use
was
the Ultra.
I was downloading the session from my session yesterday for CrossCode so I could upload it to like my channel and stuff like that. Freaking I forgot Firefox, when you download like a video, it plays it in a different tab to let you know that it's ready. It's ready
Oh my
to
God.
be downloaded.
I think you can turn that off.
I need to, because I just randomly was just like, staring at boss, and then I just hear loud chip tune music in my ear. Oh, my heart. Oh!
Dude,
That's a
that
jump
was really
scare,
when
chiptune
Steve
jump
joined the
scare.
voice chat. Because
Scared
his
the
voice is like cranked on my end.
bazingas out of me. Oh my god.
Oh, holy shit, your Mega Man 4 stream is 4 hours long? Or 5 hours long?
Oh yeah, because I wanted to make, because I didn't make, I died too much in Mega Man 4 for some reason, even though I still feel like it's way easier than Mega Man 3. So I played an extra hour because I wanted to do a bit more Luminous Avenger so I can finish that game off, because I'm not enjoying that game. I just want to get over with at this point.
Wait, Steph, I forgot. Did you play 8 or any of the party games? Like 7, Salsetta, 8, or 9? I think you said Salsetta you played it. Magnificent horse shit.
Flash move is the most satisfying thing in the world.
Boom face.
I hate low enemies, man. Also, I hate that the boss dashes back so that the enemies don't stay close to you. Shit.
To correctly pronounce it, you say bouillabaisse.
Yeah, boom face.
Now the English pronunciation is bouillabaisse.
Bouillabaisse.
Man, I
you
remember
bouillabaisse.
back in 7, Adol had to put up his goddamn shield just to guard, and that was the BT good days.
Jesus, so
You had to think about when you wanted to block. All these newfangled rings of yellow and moves of blue. too fast for a crotchety old man like myself. Some internet nerd somewhere.
I don't remember saying that. I don't. Huh?
Like tonight solstice, or just like at some point in time?
Just, sorry, Solstice is. I'm answering
I
what
know.
you said in the mute chat. Okay, I figured, but I don't remember saying that. Am I being gaslit again?
Oh my god.
Dude, I don't remember saying that. I think you're putting words in my mouth. Oh, hold on, I'll be right.
Oh, you're halfway there from what we're seeing.
I hate that move. Like,
Ah. Yep. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, you are like
almost
40%
there.
left him. Yeah.
Just gonna grow my meter a bit, so I can just ultra him after he breaks. Oh, my meter breaks that quickly, huh? Okay, whatever. Fuck the meter then.
Yeah, I would just go with what you know and schmeck away.
Oh, not that move. Oh, come on. I'm scared of the laser now, which is the problem.
You did good on the first laser here.
Boomerang coming back. Boomerang coming. Oh, I'm just so delayed. Why don't we even say that? Hell yeah.
No.
You know, I want a modern, either remake or just version of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger now.
That
The
sounds like a
second one was
monkey's
so
paw.
much fun.
I hate that move, man. That was so good too. Okay, we're killing Admiral
Almost.
first.
I think for this fight, I had Adol, White Cat, and Raging Bull.
I think Doll is pretty good. I don't think Doll
Yeah,
and White
Doll's
Cat makes
really
too big of a difference.
Nah, I don't think so.
Unlucky, yeah.
White Cat
Fuck.
is too good.
I hate that fire move. It's so, I don't know. You can't see it coming. Or I'm just missing something. Oh, come on. How did I miss that? Thank you guys for believing in me. This is brutal. I didn't think we would have to struggle in another boss fight, but
Solstice, it's about the same as other Ys games, maybe a little bit less invasive in this. Like, the levels don't need as much, I guess, compared to even 8, I think. But equipment, I feel like, matters more in this game than 8.
Yeah, equipment matters a lot.
And you have to kind of backtrack sometimes to stay ahead of the curve or up with the curve sometimes. Like when the next weapon tier hits. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a big thing from like Arc onward. I'd say like Celceta and this probably it means the least though.
Yeah. It's nice because on one way it tells you that, hey, you're not ready for this fight yet, but the other way it tells you that you should not be over-leveled for this fight. Well, this game is a really almost weirdly because you can upgrade weapons, but then you can also just buy it later. So it's like, what do you really end up doing?
Yeah, I feel like this game kind of forces combat on you a little bit more than a lot of the other Ys games do.
Oh yeah, with the amount of like required fights this game has, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's pretty true, Solstice, but I think that's true of most RPGs in general.
Generally, I think there's just like an unwritten commandment of just being like, so long as the player hits everything within the room that we put there, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times that like I was backtracking to get a chest or something like that too.
Which I broke when I did Costco, because I skipped a couple of rooms just to get to a specific story beat, and then I was under leveled. Now that I'm back on proper level, it all
Oh, for
works
real?
out.
Dude, I
Yeah.
never felt like I was under leveled in that game, ever.
I never was until that moment because I wanted to see where the story was gonna, like, where the next story beat was for like timing, just because I was hitting my time for the stream and stuff like that. So like, you know that first room where Apollo like basically fights you and stuff like that before you go up on the ice trail? The 2 rooms before that in the beginner field, I just straight up skipped and didn't even fight anything because I was like, I want to see where the next save point is. That put me at least 2.5 like levels underneath what I was supposed to be for the next area, so I did just a tiny bit of grinding to get back up to speed. But then once I was back up to speed, it was just like, yeah, I'm now at equal level with everything that comes my way.
Interesting. Yeah, I hit a point with crosscode side quests when I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this. But yes, Solstice, I will say that Celceta on hard is probably like most Ys on normal.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Especially if you really get into the crafting system of Celceta. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, then you just roll. Then everything is just 2 buttons and you win. But the crafting stuff in Celceta takes forever.
It's so well done though. It's still my favorite. I love the way they did it.
It's cool, it's just that like I never really found myself, even a Nightmare, like really keeping up with stuff until like maybe the last couple weapons. Yeah, the hardest Ys difficulty in every game except 8 and 9 is Nightmare. The hardest difficulty, and Oath and Felgana. The hardest difficulty in 8 is Inferno, and then the hardest difficulty in this is another one above Inferno called Lunatic. Oh, dude, yeah, E6 is a steal for 5. I think it's on sale right now.
Well, I don't think it trivializes it as you see with Yahiko. He's flash guarding and flash moving, but still the boss is just. I mean, the boss is just.
Yeah,
hit
I
hard
mean,
and stuff like that.
if I used items, like I can beat him, which I'll probably do in a few minutes. It's just, you know, one person, like you just have the belief that you can do it, and then you're just stubborn. Oh.
I don't know about that, Solstice. I mean, in an ideal world, yeah, but like in the world of our modern prices, maybe not. But Falcom games are usually really well priced, I think. You got okay, yeah. So you're only missing. Well, you're missing 6, 7, and wait, hold on, Seth. This is on Steam. I'm taking it, right, or on PC? I think Oath is by far, like, no questions asked, the hardest game. But if you would ask me what's under it, I would say, you know what? I'd say Origin. But Origin's never frustrating. And then maybe 8? No, 7. Maybe 7. I don't know. I feel like Inferno is kind of a stupid difficulty in 8, though.
Now, whenever a game has more than 4, it's too much.
Yeah, I hear you, Seth. I would recommend... Damn, I wish I could just be like... If you have the patience, play Origin on Nightmare. I think that's the easiest. Either Origin or 8 on Nightmare are the easiest to get used to it. Normal Oath is a decent challenge. I think normal on anything else is kind of a joke, though. Like, I think Kelly started Ease 8 on normal, and she's like, I think she got like 70% of the way through it and was like, oh, I haven't even come close to dying. And she kind of like, she wasn't even like really using guard and flash that much. Oh my god, that dude, to be fair, that first Chester. Oof.
The first Chester was hard?
Yeah, if it's like one of your first Ease games, definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, anything in Pokemon is hard if that's your first.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
That's your Rex you're cracking.
Dude, that last Chester fight, ooh, the man has no openings.
But boy, when you beat him, satisfaction. Especially with the music that plays too. Chop's introduction, oh. Also, you guys were talking also about how you know, with all the time when you're listening to music and how you can remember all the names and stuff like that. It just comes as you listen to things more.
Yeah.
Like I'm going through a phase right now where I'm listening to all of the Trails OSTs while I drive, like to and from work, just because I want to like have a perspective now that it's been like 6-ish months since I finished CS4. So
What?
Just as time goes on, you learn it, and then you're kind of at the whim of Falcom Music Channel telling you who composed what, even though you don't really know.
I think it's easier for me to remember like composers or people whose styles I could recognize in Trails songs than it is to remember what game they're from.
Yeah.
That's for
sure.
Maybe.
That's for sure.
But I also scrimblowed the whole Trails series, so I think that's on me, to be honest. And I was fortunate enough to do it when they were all like readily available. Like, it was right before Geofront came out, but that translation was still there, though.
What
now we have to wait. Oh, that laser got you.
Oh wow, that was really weird though. Bro, just use the. If you get down to add offer this, just use the items.
Use
or
the
down
what?
to-
Yeah, I'm using items now.
Also, Twitter user Hansuke21 tweeted, I guess, just a translation from a website called Weibo.cn, saying that Falcom's longest-running Yeast series, which is Yeast, will release new info that includes a new concept image with important information regarding to the game. The producers see this as a new, refreshing starting point to the series which incorporates new elements, which means probably Famitsu this week, upcoming week, will probably have that concept image. Oh boy! It's time for East 10.
Ooh, the retweet.
East 10, back to the bump. Dude, if they did
To the
that.
bomb.
Back to the bump. 3D bump system, let's go.
Party-based combat. That technically kind of exists, like for the speed boots in 8 that allow you to bump into things.
Yeah, and well, that's in this too, I think. Well, that exists, Solstice. You just get Fina.
Yeah.
As much as I like the bump system, I'm glad that they never tried to bring that back. I don't know. I'll sit down and tell Seth why the bump is good, actually.
There are those who believe that East was peak when they had the bump system. But unfortunately, that is just not true.
No, that's not true.
It's
think
great.
some things were-
Never again.
Yeah, like, just the concept, like the newness of it, you know, I don't think you'll ever hit that level of innovation with an ARPG again, but like, I feel like all that's kind of like legacy stuff.
Oh, is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? It's like 10% of the way there.
Okay. True, bump with an extra step. And I think that's kind of actually intentional. Like, it doesn't feel that far off, really. Like, you're getting him in the corner, you're hitting him a bunch of times, he's moving, you know.
Fuck yeah, holy shit. And I actually
Hey,
use no
he did
items
it.
too. Holy fuck.
And we'll see
Damn.
it right
Oh, you
now.
didn't? Oh, hell yeah. I
And the
thought
whole
you
party
did.
survived.
Yeah, and the
Damn.
whole party too. Holy fuck.
I looked away for a little bit and I thought you used them.
Screw that fucking boss, holy shit.
Good job.
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
No, beat it
Thank
on
you guys so
Lunatic.
much for your patience, holy shit. Why am I so stubborn? I don't know.
Dude, just beat it on Lunatic.
No,
We had, don't worry, Yahiko. We had plenty of Chandons while you were fighting.
Yeah.
you guys just took over the stream. I feel bad though, my bad. No items finally. Hopefully there's, I don't know. Hopefully there's no other boss like that. Maybe I'll just give up the no item thing. Because otherwise I'll be here forever.
The super boss is gonna test you, dude. I'm just telling you right now.
I
I think for the
there's
super
one,
boss, I can use the items. It's not a big deal.
There is a boss where I think you should definitely skip that on, but I think generally you could still follow that if you wanted to.
Which one? Go DM me.
The one that I sent you about that would probably be an issue.
Wait, did you say that earlier?
Last time you and I were on this thing together. Scroll up in our.
Oh,
in our-
yeah. I remember.
That one, probably he'll have to skip it, but beyond that, like even some of the finals bosses, I think you could still get away with.
Jeez. That took way longer than I thought. And that was a mid boss too. It's funny because last time the mid boss was also harder than the final boss.
6 out of 10 boss.
God damn.
About a 10
I think I'll just put an hour time limit now. So basically, when I fight a boss, if 1 hour I can't beat it with no items, then I'll use items. At least that I tried for an hour, right, to get my skills up. That makes sense, right? That way I'm not stuck in here, because I want to beat the game too, right?
You want to beat the game. You want to get that tasty plot.
But yeah, I think I'm done. I'm tired. Usually I stream for like 4 hours, and now it's like 4:40.
Well, you have been going for
About 4 hours. Oh
2
wait, I
hours
cut.
and 40 minutes.
Well, it cut off in the middle.
Plus, like an hour, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a command.
Yeah, uptime. I didn't even. The stream elements just has it. Let's see if I still have my schedule. Forgot which one was my schedule. Oh, there it is. Alright, so tomorrow we're gonna be having the Luminous Avenger finale. I'm not sleeping until I beat this game. So it'll be on Cerulean Skies, Open VC, and we'll finish the game off. I think if it's the same length as all the other games, I'll be able to finish it off. Unless if the last boss is fucked, then maybe not. Then maybe I'll do the next stream being the finale.
Wait, where are you in Fury?
Bro, for Fury, you know there's a bad ending, right? If you just don't move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally triggered that.
Bravo!
Because I was trying to raid someone, so I was finding someone to raid, so I was just standing there.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so I had to replay the game. I didn't replay it on stream. I had to replay it off stream. So because of that, I couldn't stream it 1 week.
Holy shit. Dude.
And then then when I wanted to stream it, this week my brother took my Switch, so I couldn't stream it. So now next week I shall stream the finale. I'm at the girl bird boss.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So yeah, next.
That's really
Thursday we'll
close
do
to the
finale.
end.
Yeah,
Funny
what is
enough.
it? We have the red girl boss. We have the samurai boss. Then I can't remember anything else
Fuck,
after
I
that.
forgot exactly the order. Wait, did you beat the samurai boss?
No, I beat the shield sword boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the samurai boss is after. That's like the most memorable fight of the game, that samurai boss.
That one's one of the harder ones too. But once you get it, that fight is so easy.
You just gotta get the rhythm. And then yeah, Thekiro Saturdays. That's all.
Hero Saturdays.
Let's see if you can raid someone. Let's see who's online. Oh, I cut off internet off my phone. But yeah, thank you guys again for your patience, man. I'm gonna stop being so stubborn. I'm not gonna be stubborn anymore. From here on out,
All
I'll give
good.
myself an hour timer.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
I know, but I think it should be something like I should do alone if I'm doing some type of challenge like this, right?
It's up to you, really. It depends on the stream. If you just want conversation, I think it works. But like, if you have to be engaging yourself, maybe not as much.
Yeah, because I need to focus too, and then I stop talking. And I'm like, oh, I like talking. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll put an hour timer. If not, maybe I'll switch to Lunatic, see how that goes, and start using items. We'll see. We'll figure something out. Or we'll limit the item usage, like only 2 heal potions or something like that.
So long as you're not salting out.
Yeah, I'm usually always I just get a bit frustrated. But this one, I got frustrated more towards the end. But in the middle, I was like, okay, I just got to get some timings down. Do you guys have any raid recommendations?
Well, See, but
Uh,
no one's on really now that I know. So
Factor So Chill makes mood thing more than watching some cunt get angry for 4 hours. Bro, I don't know how they get angry for so long. Oh, whoops. Maybe I just need more sleep before doing streams, man.
yeah,
I
That's
mean,
Hiko,
also
you
you
are
need
another
more
thing.
streaming
sleep.
hella
Yeah,
late.
Hiko, you need more sleep in general, buddy.
Yeah, for real.
But there's so much to play, so much to do. But I had
So
fun.
much
Like I
to
had
do.
fun with the fight. Like the fight was fun. But if I'm doing, if I'm streaming, then I should be more engaging as opposed to just fighting. So I'll try to think about this. I think the 1 hour timer should be sufficient.
I
Let's
don't
see. I
think you'll
went
need
on.
them for many other bosses. Yeah, I'm looking for people to raid in different categories.
Yeah, there's no one online. We'll just end it here.
All right.
You need
Cool.
more golden assassin typing.
Night, y'all.
truly
Thanks for
do.
hanging with us.
All right, thank you guys so much. Are we having any other Cerulean? Do you know any other Cerulean guys streams coming up?
We have a music podcast. Oh, that's not even a stream. I don't know. I might do something tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
All right, stay tuned for that. All right, peace
Don't forget to
everyone.
give
Bye.
Cerulean Skies
Oh
a
yeah.
follow.
Oh yeah. I have a Joie command. Let's see if I did it. Yeah. So I had guests on today, so go follow them or go check them out. Although I'm sure you're
Cool.
all here anyways.
Ha.
Haha, I did it first.
Hmm.
All right, peace everyone. Bye.
Boy.